Again, if you disagree, do send a guest request right now. What's good, everyone? How y'all doing today? What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up, Beru? How you doing today? What's up, Ava? What's up, Adelina? What's up, Jordan? What's up, C-Note? What's up, Angel? What's up, Leveled Up? How you doing today? What's good? Thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's try to get to 100,000 likes real quick. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Y'all already know I do accept the first people who send requests. We're starting to get everything set up right now. I just hit start on the live. So how's everyone doing today? What's up, Trissa Jean? What's up, Emma? What's up, Ashley? Yo, Adelina, I appreciate the chasing the dream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Absolute W's in the chat already. I appreciate it. Leveled Up. Thank you as well. I appreciate that mustache. I think Dean did get his account back today, everyone. Just letting y'all know for people who haven't already known, because he's been dealing with a bunch recently. But yeah, we did add some more people who are mods. I appreciate the booth. Thank you so much last stream. So I think that we might have more help when it comes to that. If not, I'm going to continue adding people as mods that I have seen here like for a very long time. But yeah, we're going to go on to the first person here real quick. Again, if you disagree, if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral, make sure to send a guest request right now. Y'all know, accept the first people who send requests, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
What?
How old are you? Appreciate the boo. How old are you?
20.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
20. Of course, just give me a sec.
Myself.
Just give me a minute.
What do you mean, give you a minute?
Connection.
You're lagging a little bit, bruv. Hello?
Sorry, I was literally upstairs. I was literally upstairs and I had bad connection, so that's why.
Have you been on this live before?
Hello?
Have you been on this live before?
No.
No, you haven't? Okay, so do you think that being gay is wrong?
No.
Okay, we're going to go on to the next person, everyone. This guy's internet is absolutely amazing. The best internet connection I think I've ever seen on the live so far. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I think it's extremely wrong and immoral.
Why so?
It just goes against the Bible, goes against biology, goes against every human nature. Just being gay is just totally wrong.
Okay, so how does it go against biology first, and then what in the Bible? What verse in the Bible?
Recreate.
Two men cannot procreate through intercourse?
Exactly.
Okay. So is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
Of course not. She's a woman. She has a vagina.
Yeah, but that doesn't lead to procreation either.
Doesn't matter, man. She's still a woman.
Okay.
Biologically, she's still a woman.
Okay, so man, woman, good. Man, bad. Woman, bad. That's what I'm hearing.
Parker. You always talk about if a woman's infertile, that it's what?
Yeah.
What's the comparison?
Yeah, because if the relevant faculty for why being gay is wrong is that it is doesn't lead to procreation in terms of the intercourse. Right. Well, then if intercourse between a man and a woman happens and that doesn't lead to reproduction, well, that same principle is going to apply. Astro, I appreciate the rabbit. Thank you so much. So if you don't hold it to be wrong in one scenario, why do you hold it to be wrong in the other?
What do you mean, man? You don't think, so are you gay yourself?
No. Well, why is that
relevant? So you're not gay, right? So have you ever talked to a gay person about how they feel about sex with another gay man?
Yeah, why?
And I've heard that they actually feel weird after. They feel wrong that they did it, right?
Feel wrong? No.
At least that's what I
so that would oftentimes come from people that were probably going to be associated with like the Bible or Christianity. I appreciate the IC. Thank you so much. The same way that people who are a part of Christianity feel wrong when they engage in premarital sex sometimes, if they're like a large enough Christian.
If they're a large enough Christian.
Yeah, or if they have like those social predispositions.
The gays that have no kind of religious background even feel guilty after having sex with another man.
Okay, well, I mean, I appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. Again, I'd like to see that. I think that's extraordinarily unlikely. Appreciate that mustache. Thank you.
Why would you say gay sex is right? Because I think being gay, I think a lot of men are born gay. So they really can't help it, right? They're just born and they're sexually attracted to men from a young age or at birth, basically, because their chemical, like, you know, the wiring in their brain is different, correct? But it's just, I think they know that it's wrong. I've heard personally that other gay men tell me that it's wrong. So that's my stance on that point. So personally, yes, I do believe being gay is very wrong. Goes against everything that God said.
Okay, so it's reduced back down to the God point. It's not about the reproduction. Astro, I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much.
There's also
it's actually about the God.
Well,
right. So you could provide me the verse in which it says that.
And then, but
gay.
Also, you're atheist, Parker. So you wouldn't understand. You have no morals.
I have no morals. That's not what being an atheist is.
You have no morals. You're not afraid of anything.
Dude, there's actually no way, dude. It's like
you think that you just die and that you just go to sleep in the ground and your soul never.
I don't know what happens to me when I die, right? But again, who taught you that atheism is when no morals? Like, I'm sorry, right? That's actually such a ridiculous claim.
I'm not saying atheists have no morals. I'm saying
that's what you just said.
You have no morals. Plus,
how do I personally have no morals?
You just have no morals, bro. I've seen you. I've watched your lives a couple times.
Yeah, how do I have no morals?
I just personally think I've heard you talk. Your morals are fucked up, or you have no morals at the end of the day.
So, can you give me a particular example?
Yeah, don't you believe in pro-choice?
Yeah, pro-sentience. Yeah, pro-choice.
Okay, right. So you believe in abortion?
Yeah, I think that abortion is permissible prior to sentience.
And then you also believe in gay sex, correct? That you believe that gay men are freely able to have gay sex.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate the cat. Thank you so much. I don't think that it's wrong for people to engage in gay intercourse. I also don't think it's wrong for people to have premarital sex. You disagree. I also don't think it's wrong in the case in which someone lies about there being a cookie jar in the room. I don't think that's just as bad as other scenarios that we could reference. Like, is there any other sin that you could reference?
Right. I look in your eyes, Parker,
thank you so
no
much.
Soul behind those eyes, Parker.
Hold on. Here's my question. Is cheating?
Jesus Christ is king.
Are you trolling? Yeah, you definitely are trolling. Like, yeah, he did. I just realized it, man. Come on, man. Unbelievable. You know, it's actually pretty close. Chat.
Yo, what's up,
how
bro?
old are you?
I am 35.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Well, I'm going to give it to you in a common sense way, and then I'm going to give you a biblical way. So, common sense way. If everybody was gay, we would not be able to sustain the human race on this planet. We would go extinct. Plain and simple.
Okay.
In the God way, in a religious way, technically, what the other guy was saying was wrong because.
Before we move to the religious part, I want to address this. So, like, when it relates to this, do you think that it's wrong to be celibate?
Do I think it's wrong to be celibate?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's wrong to be celibate if you're in a relationship.
Okay, that's a really weird take. One, like, wait, why is that wrong?
Because when you take the commitment of having another person as your companion, you're supposed to be there for them for their needs. That's why a lot of people get cheated on.
Oh no. Yeah. So how about instead of cheating on someone, you fucking don't be with someone, right? That's probably just saying, oh, it seems like what we are looking for in relationships aren't the same, and you can leave it at that rather than cheating, right? I don't think that's a justification for cheating. Right. Okay. That's such a weird view, dude. Right. Like, if someone doesn't want to have sex, they don't want to have sex. There's no obligation in a relationship to have sex. Do you think that there's an obligation?
I think there's an obligation to keep your mate happy, whether you are a male or female.
And does that involve having intercourse when you do not want to have intercourse?
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily? In some circumstances?
I mean, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you got to compromise with your partner. So there may be a reason why they don't feel like it, or why something's going on right at that point. You never know.
I think when it relates to sex, there are hard no's, right? It is the case that, like, if someone does not want to engage in intercourse, they don't want to engage in intercourse, right? We shouldn't say that people should.
Oh, I'm not saying like you should be able to like forcefully do that to somebody. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying as when you get in a relationship, I do feel that you have a responsibility to make sure your mate is happy. Make sure they don't have to go and look somewhere else for it. But I mean, everybody has their own point of view. I see all these red flags in the comments.
No, you know who's supposed to make sure that they don't look somewhere else? Them as an individual. That's their own internal values, right? Thank you, Dallas. Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. So I don't know why our society, like people in our society, try to say that like it's somehow going to be.
I'm just saying, when I was in a relationship and I've been married before,
influencing their behavior instead of it being the internal values of the individual.
Well, I've been married before. When I was in a relationship, I took it upon myself to say, okay, when my wife comes to me and says that she wants to have sex, I'm not going to deprive her of that. Like, if I'm able-bodied, then hey, get me in the mood. I might not feel like it, but do something to get me in the mood, and we can do it. Or, I mean, I don't know. Everybody like, got their own point of view. So I don't really care what other people think.
So again, I think that it should be the case that, again, if someone does not want to engage in intercourse, you just like don't do it, right? Appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. Right? If they want to, they will want to. If they don't want to, they won't want to. Right? I think that those are very clear.
No, somebody said they see why I'm divorced now. I am personally, I could tell why I'm divorced. I don't have a problem with that. See, I am divorced because I did not want to take care of somebody who only wanted to go out and party every weekend and all through the week while I'm working 12 hours to come home and pay the bills and make sure that everything's cool. And the only thing she wants to do is go and party. That don't work out with me.
So like,
that's why I'm divorced. It was a financial decision.
Okay, I don't know what happened in your circumstance. I will.
Oh no, I was responding to a comment. I was responding to a comment, not you. But yeah, on
Scorpio
the
Rachel.
System,
Hold on.
Now let me finish this on the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish saying what I'm gonna say. Scorpio Rachel, thank you so much for the $90 Cash App. Can I get a W for Scorpio Rachel in the comment section right now? Okay, so I want to relate back to the topic when it relates to this, because I think that's clearly like that's a hard boundary, right? Boundary. It should be the case that if someone doesn't want to, right, that we just don't do that. We shouldn't pressure people in circumstances in which they don't want to engage. Right.
Well, I mean, we live in, and that would be ideal, but that we don't live in an ideal world. But I think on a religious side, being gay is just as wrong as any other sin. So it's not bigger than, it's not like, it's no different if you lie or if you steal or if you cheat. Like, you could always ask, like, if you're a Christian, I would say. You could always.
Okay. So yeah, this is just like going to be like an absurd reductio I could relate to with your worldview. But like, again, so when we relate back to, we're gonna move on to the religion point. We're gonna go over that.
Okay.
Right. When it relates to celibacy, though, is celibacy in general, is that wrong?
No, I don't think so.
If everyone was celibate in the world, right, and it was just like a world where there's only celibate individuals, would there be any reproduction?
No.
Okay. So like, You said that being gay is wrong because in a world in which everyone is gay,
but being gay and being celibate is two different things, though. You can't; those are not relatable.
Can I finish, please? And I'll explain. Right?
Man,
you said that
you can't get me like that, bro.
you said that being gay is wrong. You said that being gay is wrong is because it doesn't lead to reproduction. First of all, it does, and it can, right? In terms of the fact that people who are gay have produced children throughout all the contexts of society.
So a dude can get another dude pregnant. That what you saying?
Not through intercourse. I'm saying through artificial insemination, IVF, in vitro fertilization, and then also gay people have engaged in intercourse with people of the opposite sex, right? As in terms of masking them being gay throughout the context of all society. So it is.
See, now I think that's wrong. That's wrong right there.
Can I please finish? It is the case that throughout society, people like he just got banned. In a descriptive sense, have absolutely gotten that way. Have produced children. But yeah, so his view would essentially be if being gay is wrong because if everyone is gay, it wouldn't lead to reproduction. Well, he didn't say that celibacy was wrong, even considering that if everyone was celibate, there wouldn't be any reproduction through intercourse. So like he's just that would just be a blatant contradiction with that point. And then we could also go into the religion point, but he just got banned. So we're gonna go into the next person. Everyone tap that screen. Let's try to get to 150,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. We're gonna go into the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. All right. Amanda, thank you so much for the $69 Venmo. Let's go. W, let's go. W Amanda. People have been going crazy recently. Amanda, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That was absolutely wild. We're going to go into the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree. We're going to get on to the next person here real quick, everyone. 69W. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
-2.
Okay, fetus. Can we get a can we get a fetus in the chat? A fetus? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the good afternoon. Thank you so much. Yo, thank you for the corgi. I appreciate it, Adelina. Yo, what's up? How old are you? What's your birth year? For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral? For sure. I am just looking for people who disagree. Thank you so much. I appreciate coming on. Just looking for people who disagree, everyone. They can't hear anyway? Okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
22. What's going
For
on,
sure.
man?
Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Well, I think it's either or. I think it's the choice of the person, really.
Do you think it's wrong to be gay?
Well, me being bisexual, no. But at the same time, yes.
Okay, that's a contradiction, but we're going to go into someone who disagrees. Thank you so much. All right, let's go into the next person. Only you send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
How's it going? 27.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes, I do. I think it's wrong and immoral.
Why?
I think it's correlative. So you can correlate with crimes against children, crimes and deviancy of any sort. And there's no debate that those are at the highest correlations within the LGBTQ community, especially gay men. So,
what study do you see this?
The FBI crime statistics from 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022.
You said that gay people are at a greater likelihood of committing crimes against children, you're saying?
Yeah, and that's like not necessarily refutable, right?
Yeah, I appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much. So you think it's wrong to be gay because there's a greater likelihood on average. I appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much. So if it was the case that there was a greater likelihood on average for any other subset or community, right, you'd say it's also true for that subset or community as well, right?
Yeah, totally.
So if it was the case that was more likely to happen in like specifically like white men, would you say that it's applicable there?
Yeah, white gay
comparative
men, right?
to women?
Yeah,
no, men are significantly more likely to commit crimes against children than women are, right?
Yeah,
so is it the case
men.
that it's wrong? Is it the case that it's wrong to be a man?
No, white gay men, not white men. It's white.
No,
gay men.
white. No. Again, we're talking specifically just white men in general. Okay, it is the case that men are significantly more likely than women, right? So if it is the case that men are significantly more likely than women, well, then it is the case that, again, you're going to consider it to be wrong to be a man. One.
So
Two, I'd like to. Could you point to me where specifically in the crime statistics, by the way?
Where specifically what? You said you kind of.
Where specifically in the crime statistics, and then also I want you to you can respond to that.
I mean, you could Google rates of deviancy and sexual deviancy, and then try to source the FBI on that. There's plenty of PubMed studies on that as well that study psychological and sociological behavioral deviancy as it relates to sexuality and sex crimes. And so why is being gay wrong? Well, the answer is because gay people are significantly more likely to have these pathologies clinically.
Wait, what's the percent?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's a lot.
Okay, you don't know?
It's definitely very statistically significant. It's not insignificant. So if you could prove to me that it was insignificant, then my argument right?
What do you mean prove to me that's insignificant if you haven't even justified the point? You said this is in the FBI crime statistics. They're not going to give you something that's statistically significant in the FBI crime statistics. They're just going to give you the rate in which it happens.
Statistical significance. FBI will give you
PubMed. So can you give me the specific study in PubMed then? Right, because that's a database.
I can't, not off the top, but you could probably Google it. It's very easily Googleable.
Come on, bro. You can't make a claim like that wild in front of people like that. And then
you want to give me a second to Google it? I can do that.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Okay,
we'll give you time.
Let me
or anything, but I've just always wondered how it works with.
Okay, if someone needs a boost, okay, so it's not wrong to take hormones.
Well, I don't know. Like, I'd say it's probably not
I don't know, not really ethical to do it against your own gender, like going against your own gender.
What do you mean going against your own gender?
Well, the one that you were born as.
You mean like having, wait, you understand that, what are you talking about, dude? How is it going against your gender? Can you explain that to me?
Well, you're changing it.
So no, it is the case that they are this particular gender, right?
Well,
I think it's a change in your perception of it.
So like, I wouldn't say they're physically changing it.
So again, we're not talking in terms of a biological sense in sex, right? We're talking about in terms of the commitments and the desires that they have to be in accordance with the social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex.
But I agree that like maybe transgender people were mentally born that way, but they're physically changing aspects about their body.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Physically, there are changes in aspects to the body, right? That could be relevant. But like, I mean, people across the board, whether or not they're cis or trans, engage in changes to their bodies. Like when I took Accutane, right? That was a change to my body, hormonally speaking, in different types of stuff, right? As it is the case that it relates to like the acne that I had, right? So I'm changing aspects of my body. Yeah, you wouldn't consider it to be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what the one is that you said that you take. Pardon?
Do you think it's wrong to take birth control?
No, not at all.
No? Okay. Okay. So then why is it specifically wrong in this circumstance then?
Because it's a hormone.
Okay. Well, aren't these also related to your hormones?
Or regulating those hormones with like birth, like specifically relating to birth.
Okay, so not everyone is born with like a healthy level, right? Sometimes people need to take supplements, and you don't consider that to be wrong, right?
No.
So isn't this like the same sort of way? If we see this to be a healthy level for them, right? And this is what's healthy for them mentally, physically, right? Then generally speaking, I don't see why you'd consider it to be wrong here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just sort of each to their own, I guess.
Okay, so it's not wrong?
Yeah. Oh, like, I wouldn't say it's natural, but I'm not.
Is you on your phone right now natural? Like, I appreciate the mic check. Thank you so much. Our boob job's natural.
We've already gone over.
You can consider both of those not to be wrong.
We're going in circles.
Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Is smoking tobacco natural?
That's a plant.
Yeah. Is it natural? Yeah. And is it harmful? Yeah. Appreciate the train. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Candy. Thank you so much.
Like, how's that relative to taking a hormone?
You're trying to say that because something's natural means it's good, and because something's not natural means it's wrong, right?
Yeah, but it's all relative. Like, you can't
I don't know what you mean by relative.
Pull two different things and sort of try and connect them together by saying, you know, it's natural.
So you're arguing because it's natural means it's good, right? What I'm showing you clearly speaking in this scenario is that other things that are natural, right, or are not natural, you don't apply the same reasoning to. That's all I'm showing you, right? So I'm saying, why do you accept the reasoning in one scenario, but you don't accept, oh my gosh, don't accept it in the other? What is wrong with my voice today, chat? Thank you for the boo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So like, I've got nothing with gay people. My old man is sort of.
Okay. So, is there anything relative to the topic that you'd like to talk about before I go on to the next person?
No, just sort of, I don't like how trans people sort of play God.
Trans people aren't playing God? I think that's a Delulu take. I don't even know what you mean by that. We just went through that, and it seems like you didn't really justify it. Do you think I'm playing God when I'm taking Accutane? Or someone's playing God when they take birth control?
Is.
Birth control. Do you think someone's playing God when they take birth control?
So is that like an abortion issue? Like going against,
thank you so much.
Like taking birth control?
Yeah, birth. Well, it could be related to abortion, but no, it's not related to abortion, right? Because it would be preventing a pregnancy, right? Preventing a fertilization.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with taking, you know.
Yeah, but doesn't that change your hormones?
Pardon?
Doesn't that change your hormones?
Well,
No?
I think it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, so is that wrong?
Well, it's not for the same reason. They're two different reasons again.
So, okay, so what is that?
So one is being, birth control. The other being to change your gender.
We were talking about like hormones. Okay. Do you think it's wrong for my friend in high school who's a cis man to have taken hormones, right? Like testosterone because he lacked it? You think that was wrong?
Well, he could have found it in other ways. He could have got it from other sources.
So you do think it was wrong?
Well, if you felt like he needed a boost of it, like...
Yo, Amanda, thank you so much for the Bobo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. W Amanda in the chat, everyone. What about...
there's nothing wrong with taking medicine.
What about women in menopause who take estrogen?
All I'm saying is you can get it from other ways. You can get it... You don't have to take medicine.
Yeah, what about women What about women in going through menopause that need to take like estrogen?
Same deal.
They can get it from other things?
Well...
They're doing something wrong?
It comes... I'd say it comes at different levels at different times.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but you keep telling them they're playing God, man. Keep telling them they're playing God. We're going to go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. That was the most incoherent stance I've ever heard. Amanda, thank you so much for the dinosaur. Thank you so much. Let's go. Amanda's going crazy today. I appreciate it so much, Amanda. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're going to continue to keep going on. Everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 150,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends, everyone. We're going to go on to the next person here real quick. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral. Also, if you want to check out the video that I just posted as well, you can help get it out into the algorithm as well. I appreciate it if you would do that. Let's go on to the next person, everyone. Parker, you've ditched the soda? Nope, I have soda right here.
Hello, can you hear me?
How old are you?
21.
What's your birth year?
2002.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes, I do.
Oh, why so?
I guess for me it's personal. I myself was afflicted with same-sex attraction, and I had to, I guess, overcome it. I know that it was wrong. So I chose to get married.
What do you mean afflicted by it?
I had thoughts towards women.
And is that a wrong thing? Is that bad?
I believe it was, yes.
Why?
It's the way I was taught.
Okay, but just because you were taught a particular way, does that mean that's right?
No, not necessarily.
What would be the reasoning why it's wrong?
I think that in general, I guess lesbian women tend to be predatory towards women, and I didn't want to be like that. I knew that it was wrong to have those thoughts.
Why do you think lesbian women tend to be predatory towards women? Rather than identifying that, you know that cis men are significantly more likely to be predatory towards women?
I guess that's your opinion.
No, it's statistically true.
Okay, I don't really know, I guess. I don't know, I guess just personal experience. I think that same-sex attracted people can't experience love. I think it's just lust. And yeah.
Okay, wait, what's different with a gay person falling in love versus a straight person?
It's not love.
How is it not love? Are you trolling?
It is solely based on sexual attraction. It is not natural. It is not
being
normal.
straight relationships, that's not real love.
I think straight relationships is the only way to be in love.
Okay, how do you make a distinction between straight relationships and gay relationships that say that straight relationships produce love, gay relationships do not produce love?
It is what the Word of God says.
Oh, okay. So God. So how do you know that God exists in order to say that being gay is wrong by virtue of God existing?
Because I could feel it. I myself was able to change. So I think that any person could change.
Okay, so no, again, how do we know that it's true? You said you felt it, like what particularly did you feel? Appreciate the handout, thank you so much.
Well, when I decided to turn to God and leave my relationship with the woman that I was with. I don't know. I felt that I was making the right decision. I could feel it. I think it's hard to explain to someone who
couldn't it just be an affirmation of like the social expectations that have been placed upon you in society? Appreciate the passion, Rose. Thank you so much, Amanda.
I mean, I guess I don't really know. I mean, I still struggle with the thoughts, but
struggle. What do you mean by struggle? Appreciate the Henry. Thank you so much.
I'm not necessarily over the attraction, but I'm currently trying my best.
I mean, I can't just change my attraction, right? You can't choose your attraction. It is the case that is your attraction.
But I know that I can go against it. There's nothing it's just not right. I know it's not right for me to be that way.
But like you think it's not right because of your religion, but if we have no basis to say that this religion is justified, well then how could we say that this would be applicable?
I suppose if someone didn't believe in God, then
well, why do you believe?
I don't know. I guess I can't really argue the God position because not everybody has that belief. But
No. Why do you believe?
Why do I believe? Honestly, I don't really know. It's just a feeling that I have. And I think it really just is based off faith, and not everybody has the same faith. And I respect that. But
so if I decide to have faith that like Stewie Griffin created the universe through a temporal loop, thank you for the Lucy Llama. I appreciate it. Right. Are you going to say that I'm justified in believing that?
If you truly felt it was real, I guess.
Okay. Also, can you give me a verse in the Bible that condemns being lesbian?
Yeah, Leviticus 18:22.
Can you show me where it condemns being lesbian, one? And then two, when it relates to this, also, do you accept other verses in Leviticus?
I accept everything that it says.
Okay. Have you read Leviticus 25:44 through 46?
Yes, I have, and I'm proud of it. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm trolling. I'm gay. Bye.
They've been on the live before. They know what that verse is. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
What's your birth year?
2004.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Yeah, I believe it's wrong.
Okay. Why so?
Because, so a woman is able to conceive and have a baby, right? Now,
typically,
when another woman, that's not possible, right? You're basically stopping an entire generation just because you're in love with this woman, I guess, or you're attracted with this woman. That doesn't make it love. That makes it lust.
Okay. So I'll just ask you this question. Is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with an infertile woman?
No.
No? But that doesn't lead to reproduction either.
No, that doesn't make it wrong, because just because she can't have a baby doesn't mean that. Oh, you like the music?
Yeah, it's hitting, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, just because she's attracted to a woman doesn't make it like okay to have sex with her, because you're not making anything. You're not in love. You're just having sex. It's just
Wait, why do you associate whether or not you love someone with whether or not they can reproduce? Are you saying that a man with a woman who's infertile, they can't love each other because they can't reproduce?
I believe that if you don't love a woman, if you don't love like your partner, which is the opposite sex, then you shouldn't have sex with them.
Wait, okay, so you think that that's not love?
No, that's not love. Sex has nothing to do with love.
What do you mean sex has nothing to do with love?
Because when
what
you
are you
look
talking about, bro?
Check this out. You love your mom, right?
Wait, you said you're 19. That's probably, bro. You think that your parents, do you think your parents view that sex has nothing to do with love?
Yes.
Appreciate the Franktastic. Thank you so much. I apologize for that, man.
So
there's absolutely a huge element of love within the notion of sex, right? It is a method of expressing that love, right, within the context of many intimate relationships.
So if you're going to open up that door, then that means you have to open up all the doors. That means that if I'm in love with a dog, that means I can have sex with that dog. That's basically what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that just because you love someone that means that you have sex with them. I'm saying it can be an expression of love in certain circumstances.
You're saying that sex and love is the same thing, right? That's what you're saying.
No, dude. No.
What are you saying?
I didn't say that they were interchangeable in on all contexts. I said that there's a huge underpinning of love within the context of sex. I'm not saying that every single time there's love, there is sex. Like what?
Because there's nothing to do. They has nothing to do with each other. It's just a matter of pleasure.
No, that means wait, that doesn't follow at all. I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate it. Amanda, thank you so much for the mocha as well. I appreciate it. So how does that? Can you explain how that follows?
Because check this out. Like I said before, it might sound crazy, but it's the truth. If sex has something to do with love, that means that if I am in love with this item or object or whatever this thing is, that means that I can have sex with it because I want to show my affection towards it, right? That's basically what you just said.
Wait, no. You can say can, but that doesn't mean you should. And also, can doesn't apply in that scenario.
Just because you're attracted to this man doesn't mean you should have sex with him.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What's the reason why it's wrong?
You're just having sex.
Yeah, what's the reason why it's wrong?
Because you're not making anything. At the end of it, you're
okay. So again, if I engage in intercourse with an infertile woman, that's not making anything either, right?
But it's possible still. It's still natural.
No, it's not. She's infertile. She's infertile. If she's born without a uterus, can you explain to me how there's going to be a pregnancy?
I never actually heard of a case where a woman was born without a uterus.
Look it up right now. 1 in 5,000 women are born without a uterus.
Even if that was the case, that doesn't make it unnatural. What makes it unnatural is the fact that you're having sex with another the same gender, and you know that nothing's going to come out of it but pleasure. That's what makes it wrong. That's like
Georgia, thank you so much for the chasing the dream. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, so let me ask you this question. If you have a wife, right, you produce multiple children with her, right, and she becomes infertile, is it wrong for you to engage in intercourse with her?
No.
Why not?
Because it's still natural. It's the opposite.
But there's not going to be any reproduction there.
You're making
natural. Wait, what does natural mean?
What do you mean? What is natural?
Yeah, can you explain what natural means under your view?
All right, so look, you know what a hole is, and you know what the man has, right? It goes in for a reason. That's literally what it's meant for.
It also goes in the anus.
What it's meant for, like.
It also goes in the anus.
But the anus causes a lot of problems. We know this. We know
not necessarily. Well, actually, let me ask you this question: do you think oral sex is wrong?
A lot of problems.
Do you think oral sex is wrong?
Yes.
Yes, you do?
Yes, if it's not between a man and a woman, I call it wrong.
Wait. If it's between a man and a woman, it's okay?
Your wife, yeah.
So oral sex is okay for straight people, but it's wrong for gay people?
Yes.
Why? What's the difference between the actions?
What do you mean? It's the same thing.
Give me the distinction between the actions. Why is one wrong, the other one's not? Why is one wrong, the other one's not?
Because it's the fact that they're the same sex. Are you understanding that?
Okay, so why is that wrong?
At the end of the day, they both have the exact same thing. A man is dominant in nature, right? It's stronger than a woman in nature, right? Is that not right?
Typically, men are stronger than women. Sure.
All right. Physically. So that means that the woman is naturally weaker than a man, right?
Naturally speaking, women on average are. That doesn't mean that women.
Naturally speaking,
that does not mean all women are.
There's nothing outside of it. It's just the fact they're naturally weaker than men.
No, that's not. It's not always true, but it is.
Averagely means naturally. So yes, it is true.
Average does not mean natural.
That does mean.
You think average means natural? Okay, so on average, is a human being white?
No.
Okay, so is it wrong to be white?
Bro, you're just going off out of on topic for no reason.
No, is it wrong to be white? On average, human beings are not white.
So look, man. Do you believe in God?
I do not.
Why not?
Well, it depends on the type of God you're referencing. Typically speaking, we can run Occam's razor, right, on most notions of God. If you're talking about like the Abrahamic religions, I think there are contradictions entailed by the worldview.
What do you think happens when you die?
I have no clue.
I'm just like, do you ever think about it?
Yeah, I have no clue though.
So if there was another life outside of this life, would you be like, would you want that?
Depends on what that life is.
So have you ever, like, you read the Bible before, right?
Like if we could have like some have you watched Black Mirror?
Who?
Black Mirror? Have you watched Black Mirror?
No, I never watched it.
Okay, oh well. If we could have like some simulation where there's just like our family and shit, and like we just do fun shit, that'd be fun.
Well, so you said you read the Bible before, right?
I've read aspects of the Bible, yeah.
So you know who Jesus is, right? You know how you know who his personality and how the way he acts, all that, right?
To some degree.
All right, so the Bible clearly goes against everything that man desires. Like, that's what makes it good. There's nothing wrong with the Bible because it goes against everything that a man desire. So, do you believe the Bible is bad, or like, do you believe that it's good? Like,
it goes against everything men desire. I don't think that's necessarily true. But like
what's wrong? What's not true about it?
So you think that there's nothing that someone would desire, right, that is permissible in the context of the Bible?
No, like I'm saying, like
no. Is sex between you and your wife a pleasurable act after you've... Oh, they just got removed for community guidelines. We're going to go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get 250,000 likes, 250,000 likes. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Again, if you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. We're going to go into the next person real quick. Again, if you want to support me, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio, everyone. That is the best way to support me, everyone. I get 100% of the proceeds there, y'all. Yo, Jace, thank you so much. I appreciate the Venmo. Thank you so much. Yo, Cash App. Yo, Kirsten, I appreciate the Cash App. And Candy, thank you so much for the $30 Cash App. Can we get a W for Candy in the chat real quick, everyone? I honestly agree, Jace. I think that's ridiculous. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm 20. Born in 2003. Sorry about that.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I do. I think I think the biblical context behind it, because I know you were talking about earlier in Leviticus, but it's important to understand the full context of the Bible to understand why it's wrong. Right?
Are you there? Hello? Hello? You just cut out, yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, my Wi-Fi here sucks apparently right now. But
yo, Amanda, thank you so much for the $50 Venmo, Amanda. Can we get another W Amanda in the chat, everyone, real quick? Amanda, yeah, just type in the chat right now. I'd have to see your name. Sorry, you can continue.
But first, no, you're good. 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 10, it specifically talks about who's going to inherit the kingdom of God, who's going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, right? And it says specifically like homosexuality will not be inheriting the kingdom of God, will not inherit the kingdom of heaven, basically. That's just one little verse that talks about it. And then another thing that I truly believe is, let's say, even if you don't believe in the Bible, you've all heard the story about
Wait, give me a second. So when it relates to Corinthians 6:9, that's going to relate to like arsenokoitai, right? So the notion of that is going to be extremely vague in describing that that's going to be relating to like necessarily gay intercourse, right? And even so, right? Right. I would just simply ask you the question because I don't even think this is even relevant to talk about. How do we know that the Bible is justified in describing what's right and wrong about morality?
Oh, easy. Well, one, how is there a creation without a creator? Right.
Well, you're presupposing this is a creation.
Well, just hear me out though, right? So right, in the worldly view, because I used to not believe in God at all. And then I had a crazy interaction with Holy Spirit that changed my life forever. Anyways, so basically, let's say you're a fish in a fish bowl. I'm giving you a really weird example here, but hopefully you understand it. Our worldly view can only understand what's inside the bowl. Understand anything outside of space and time, right? And that's just proof of creator right there. Like, if you look at a building when you're driving through the road, you're not going to be like, wow.
Wait, that's not a proof of a creator. All you're saying... Okay, so here we're gonna give you this, right? So first of all, when it relates to the building, right, we're gonna know that there's going to be some sort of design because we have prior experiences with things like that being designed, right? But I don't have any type of priors with an entity creating the universe, right, or creating universes, right? So how could I make that same type of inference if I have no priors to go off of?
I mean, if you look at every single biblical evidence or history or whatever you want to go back into, like even the city of Israel, like all that different stuff, it lines perfectly in line with what God has done in the past and is doing today and basically forever, right? I truly believe, like, even though you might not believe in the Bible, you've probably heard the story of Adam and Eve, right? Do you know the story of Adam and Eve, like the first two man and women to be on earth, basically, right? Have you ever heard about that story?
I know Adam and Eve. Do you believe the earth is 6,000 years old?
I don't think it's like millions of years old, if that's what you think. But here, just listen to what I'm trying to say real fast.
We can prove that wrong.
So, I mean, fossilization, all that different stuff. Took classes on it and stuff. But anyways, doesn't matter.
Sure, I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Trav. Well, we can just look at like the half-life of lead and see that you're wrong. But
no, you're good. But first, Adam and Eve, first sin that ever happened in the world, right? The first thing in the garden was identity. Identity was stolen in the garden from the enemy. And ever since then, identity has been a big problem in this nation, in the world that we live in, right? Now, people want to be cats. So why can't I just be a 90-year-old man? If people can identify as whatever they want to.
I appreciate the Gus. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Amanda. So I'm not saying someone can identify as a cat. There's no social and cultural norms that you could commit to or like have a desire to be in accordance with that would necessarily be able to make sense in terms of like the social and cultural norms, right? Versus society,
I'm just saying.
Right. Whereas like when we relate to concepts, hold up. Like, do you think it's legitimate for someone to be a fan of a particular sports team?
I mean, I would say yes to that.
Yeah, so if they have a commitment towards, if they have a desire to be in accordance with this team winning, right, or this team doing well, right, that's going to be them having a commitment towards a social and cultural norm of society that you see to be justified. Appreciate the sunglasses. Thank you so much. Right? So how come it's justified in that sense, but it's not justified within this sense?
Wait, I'm confused by your question.
Yeah, again, right? So, yo, Heather, thank you so much for the Interstellar. Yo, Heather's going crazy. Yo, Heather, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the Interstellar. W Heather in the chat real quick, everyone. Sorry, what was your question?
No, you're good. I didn't understand what you're trying to go with that.
Restate what you
That's what I'm asking.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You were talking about sports teams and stuff like that. So like, what do you mean? Like,
oh yeah, I'm
that
saying
people can
like someone's commitments towards this team winning or this team doing well, commitment in accordance with a social and cultural norm, a desire to be in accordance with a social and cultural norm, we see to be a valid concept. Appreciate the Franktastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I'm saying that when it relates to like a man and what a woman is, right, it's going to be desires to or commitments to be in accordance with the social and cultural norms of a particular sex, right? If someone is a trans woman and we're saying that they're a woman, right, they have the commitments to be in accordance with the social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex, right? So their commitments or desires to be in accordance with a particular set of social and cultural norms, right, is first of all, we can associate ourselves with so we can understand what they mean. And second of all, we see it as legitimate.
Okay. No, yeah. And you know, my thing against that is, let's say as soon as I was born, right now they're teaching crap in schools and it doesn't even matter. Or let's say as soon as I was born, like, you know, the color red, you know it off the top of your head, you know, you can imagine it in your mind. But if you were taught from a young age, like, hey, this is blue, but you surely know that it's red. And if you're told over and over, hey, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue, after a while, you're going to start believing that. And it's the same way with people that think that they're gay or think that they're this, right? It's like if a friend of yours every single day for 3 years or something says, hey, you're gay, you're this,
dude,
then you're going to start believing that. Because that's a cultural norm.
So if I just went up to you,
understand what I'm saying though?
So if I just went up to you and I just said that you're gay every single day, right, for like 5 years, you're going to be gay?
I'm not saying you're going to be gay. I'm saying you're going to start believing that in your heart. You're going to start believing that in your mind.
You would start believing. No. Miles, you would start believing that.
I'm not saying I would, just because I know who I am and I know I'm a son of God, right? I'm just saying from a young age. Listen to me though, right?
Okay,
Let's
so
say
like,
from a young age.
here's my point. As a kid, right? It's not the case that I'm going to be gay in that circumstance. You don't just like develop that attraction when it relates to that, right? Just something being acceptable doesn't mean you're going to develop that attraction, right? If it's acceptable for you to like feet, are you going to like feet? No, right?
What? Okay, sure. Yes, I'll go along with you for round. Keep going.
You think you will?
No, I'm saying just keep going on your topic. I want to know what you're going into.
Yeah, I'm just saying because something's acceptable doesn't mean you're going to like have that preference. So people just in society saying that it's acceptable to be gay, right? That doesn't mean that people are going to be gay, right? Or created gay because of that. It's just people are going to come out.
I'm not saying that. Yeah.
People who are gay, who are already gay, are going to come out. I can't just choose to find attraction toward. Oh, he just got removed for community guidelines too. We're going to go on to the next person. Everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 250,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. We're going to go on to the next person here real quick, everyone. Again, only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Person here. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19, born in 2004.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
It's immoral from my point of view.
Yo, Miles, you can send a guest request. Hold up before you do so. Thank you for the IC. I appreciate it. Miles. He said it says he kicked me, y'all. Right? You can send a guest request back, Miles. I would accept you. It's literally TikTok. Try to send a guest request. It won't let you. But you go for it.
Did he pause me?
No, I didn't pause you. Do you think that what religion do you believe in?
It's Islam is what I believe in. I'm Muslim.
Okay, so how do you know that Islam is true or accurate in describing what's right and wrong about morality?
Okay, wait. First off, can I ask, are you willing to change your opinion? And if so, what have you changed your opinion on so far?
Yeah, if you can show me that there's not contradictions with your worldview, right? If you can show me that there's a justification for your worldview, right? Yeah, I would be able to change my position. Right? I am not convinced that these exist. I think there are contradictions with the Abrahamic religions.
So you atheist as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so why I would say it's wrong from a religious point of view is like, as everyone was saying about Adam and Eve, it's all the same. So like if everyone is gay, everyone would go extinct if you think about it.
Okay. Is it wrong to be celibate?
Yes.
Yeah? So it's wrong to not want to have sex with people.
Well, if it's a female, it's right. If it's a male, it doesn't make sense because like also
what?
Anal sex,
dude.
Anal sex.
That was just so incoherent. Oh my god. Why, dude? Why?
Anal sex causes disease.
Wait. Okay, so it's okay
like
for
these diseases that exist.
Okay, it's okay for a woman to be celibate. If it's okay for a woman to be celibate, right? You said, okay, well, what if everyone is celibate? If everyone is celibate, well, then there's going to be no reproduction, right? If every woman is celibate, right? Hello? Bro, hello? Oh no, did he just leave? Chat, please don't tell me he just left. In the meantime, everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 250,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. As well, everyone, if you like the content, follow me if you haven't already. I go live literally every single day. If you do want to support me as well, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio. I get 100% of the proceeds there, everyone. I don't know. I think he just left, everyone. Or he's Googling. Oh, he just left. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the next person. Only do send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Let's get on to the next person here real quick, everyone. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, if you've not been on here before, everyone. We are just looking for some new debates, y'all. All right. For some reason, it's not accepting this person. That person did get yaptured. They did get yaptured. That's so real. Okay, yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, 15.
You got to be 18 plus to join the live. TikTok rules, not mine. TikTok rules, everyone. 18 plus. Only do send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm 23.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
I don't think that is immoral.
All right, I am just
it's-
looking for people who disagree. Appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, so yeah, I'm 30.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I just want to quickly, very quickly go ahead and talk about, because one of your previous guests said that if you tell a person that they're gay for like 5 years, they would turn gay. I just want to add on to that a little bit and tell them that I grew up in Asia and nobody talks about the LGBT community here. I never heard anything about the LGBT community here throughout my entire life.
Wait, did you say you're 17?
No, I'm 30.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So growing up, I knew nothing about the LGBT community over here. Nobody talks about it over here. But I knew that I was gay. So that's really stupid. It's not. It doesn't work like that. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I agree with you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
All right, we're going to go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. He did say 30. Yo, Scorpio Rachel, thank you so much for the $32.38. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Scorpio Rachel. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Yo, Adelina, I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. We're going to go on to the next person real quick. Again, only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Yo, thank you for the hand tour. I appreciate it, Kristen. All right, we're going to go on to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Hello? Here, one second. Here, let me turn this person off real quick, everyone. Give it a second. Yo, thank you for the paper crane. Be 1 second, y'all. Okay, thank y'all so much. Holy shit. I wanted to make sure everyone didn't leave. We're good, everyone. They were gonna literally like fix my ground right now while I'm on live. So like they did like reset it, and I told him like my times. That's actually so fucking perfect, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 28, man.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah, it's wrong, dog.
Yeah, why is it wrong?
So you tell me why you think it's right. That's my question.
Okay, so I don't think it's right or wrong to be gay. The same way I don't think it's right or wrong to be straight. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. So like, I would say like it would just be morally neutral to be straight or to be gay.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man. The way I look at it is that God made Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve.
Are you trolling?
No.
You said that unironically?
I'm just saying that's how I go by, but man.
Oh, okay. Dan, thank you so much. I appreciate the cash app. Thank you so much. Okay, so how do you know that God exists in order to say that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I mean, God exists. How do you think we're here?
Us being here doesn't indicate that a God has to exist. Could you explain that to me? Why that has to be the case?
I don't understand. I don't know any other way we got here unless some aliens made us or something.
Okay. Well, we could get here through naturalistic processes even without using the context of aliens. I don't know why that would be necessary, right? But even if we don't have an explanation, that doesn't mean that it's a God.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I don't think being gay is right. I think a man.
Well, can you give me like a reason though?
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know. I don't want dick in my butt.
Okay, right. Do you like feet?
Nah.
No. Do you think it's wrong to like feet?
I'm not a feet kind of guy. I mean,
do you think it's wrong to like feet?
I mean, no.
Okay, so just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's wrong.
I mean, but a dude and a dude's not meant to be together.
Okay, so why?
Because a man and a woman are meant to be together.
And why is that?
Because that's the right thing to do.
And why is that the right thing to do?
I mean, how are you going to have kids with a man and a man?
Okay, is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile? And Cam, thank you so much for the $20 Venmo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cam. Appreciate it.
I mean, that's normal. A man and a woman is normal. A man and a man is not normal. God put us here.
Okay, so normal, right? So if something is normal, that means it's right. Is it wrong for someone to, like, if I'm attracted to a woman that is, like, particularly speaking by the rest of society, appreciate the lemonade, thank you so much, considered unattractive, does that mean that, like, I'm doing something wrong?
No, you're with a woman.
Okay, but, like, that's not normal to find this person attractive.
What do you mean?
Appreciate the paper crane. Thank you so much. It's not normal to find this person attractive, as most people do not find this person attractive.
It might be what you're into, dog.
Okay, but is it wrong?
No, because you're with a woman.
Okay, so again, normal is not the indicator of whether or not you think it's right or wrong then. So what is the reason why being gay is wrong?
Because a man and a man is not supposed to be together.
Okay, why is that the case?
Because that's not normal.
Again, you just use the same reasoning that we just critiqued. Are you okay, man?
You tell me why a man and a man should be together.
Are you trolling?
What do you mean by trolling?
I don't believe you're being serious, bro. I really hope you are trolling,
I'm from
dude.
The country, I'm a redneck. We don't go with the gay shit.
Yeah, and why?
Because it's not normal.
Again, you just said not normal. Again, is it normal for me to find attraction towards a woman that is considerably by the rest of society considered unattractive?
Yeah, it's a woman, dude.
It's not normal. It's not normal because what is normal? What does normal mean?
You might be into ugly women. I don't know. I'm into good looking.
What does normal mean?
You might be into ugly women.
What does normal mean?
Everyday basis. God made Adam and Eve. A man and a woman together is
okay. So it's just whatever God deems is good.
What'd you say?
So it's whatever God deems is good.
Yeah, I mean, hey, unless you want a one-way ticket to hell, sure.
Okay. Okay. So how do you know that God exists in order to say that we ought to respect what God says here?
How do you think we got here?
Again, I think that we can get here through other types of naturalistic processes.
Like what? Like what? Like what?
Say, if you want to explain the universe, right? You can say that there's a prior state of eternal fundamental particles and which have the necessary properties to bring about this reality rather than a different one, in the same sort of way that God has the necessary desires to bring about this reality rather than another one.
I mean, so you're trying to tell me I came out of like an alien's ass or something?
Okay, you're trolling. You're definitely trolling. All right, we're going to go on to the next person. Only do send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates. Amanda, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the Venmo. I was going to ask questions, but I think they're just trolling. So we're going to go on to the next person. Again, only do send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. All right. For some reason, it did not accept that person. We're going to go to the next real quick. Again, everyone keep tapping that screen, keep sharing the live. It'll help get out to more people, continue to get the algorithm on track. It got off track ever since I literally answered the door. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, okay. All right, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request. If you disagree, everyone, keep tapping that screen, keep sharing the live. If you do want to help get out to more people, follow me if you haven't already as well. Thank you for the hat mustache. Thank you for all the roses. I appreciate it. Adelina, thank you so much. Telia, I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the next person, everyone. I need to turn up my brightness, everyone. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better now, chat. Oh, my brightness was so low, everyone. It was so low. I literally couldn't even see anything. Adelina, I appreciate all the roses. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. Love you, Parker, but I can't listen to this. Have a great night. It's fine. It's fine. See you later. See you later. Did you know you can't copy link anymore? Are you serious? Really? Why not? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
Hello?
How old are you?
17.
18 plus, everyone. TikTok rules 18 plus, y'all. All right, let's get on to the next person here real quick, everyone. Again, only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. I just copied link. Okay, well, people just say the most random stuff in the comments. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 28.
Adelina, thank you so much for the roses. Thank you for the ICO as well. I appreciate it. So do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
I just think it's wrong. But I guess you have to ask the proper question of why it's wrong.
Yeah, so why is it wrong?
So I just think if you ask the question, what is human sexuality? What is it supposed to be on average? Then I think it's wrong if you say it's gay.
Okay, so specifically, I'm not saying that there is a sexuality that you're supposed to be.
Oh, I mean, yeah, just if it's like, if that was the question of human sexuality is wrong, or I'm sorry, if what is human sexuality supposed to be, then I would say.
Are you driving?
If you, no, my friend's driving me right now.
Okay, so do
okay?
you think that specifically being gay is wrong?
Just to that question, yes, but not like if you like if it causes harm or anything bad to society, no. Not in that sense, like bad. But in terms of just being false or true or anything like that, or incorrect to a question, then yeah, I think it is.
Okay, I'm really confused. I'm confused with your response. So you do think it's wrong in some circumstances, but not in others?
Correct.
Okay.
You have to ask the proper question.
So being gay itself is not wrong.
Being gay itself, no, like as in a sense of it's not wrong. As in you should not be discriminated against for it. I guess that's the way.
Are you saying you shouldn't be gay?
Yeah, I would say that if I had a son and he's wondering, I would say the proper thing a human's supposed to be is heterosexual. But if you turn a homosexual,
what do you mean proper?
It's not. As in what's expected, or what's the average.
Can your friend say hi real quick?
Say hi.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So you're saying like what's expected, right? But why is that expected of you?
Because that's what we observe on average in nature.
Okay, so just because we observe something on average in nature, that means this should exist?
It's what we expect it to exist, as in that's the normal.
But is that what should exist?
I mean, nothing really defines what should and shouldn't exist, right?
I'm asking you, when you're saying that being gay is wrong, you're saying you shouldn't be gay. So if you have no justification for why you shouldn't be gay, right, or that you should engage in gay intercourse, well, then you're not disagreeing with the topic on the live right now.
I would say that it shouldn't be gay because it's outside the standard deviation of what is normal, what is not normal to human sexuality. Then I would say, yes, it's wrong to be gay.
Okay. If it's wrong, let's say I find a woman attractive that most of society does not find attractive, right? Is that wrong because it's outside of the context of the norm? Chat, that's a different person that's driving everyone.
Yeah, it was just, you would have to ask what's your, like, you have to ask the proper question. I would say, do you think that person is on average attractive? He would say, no, it's wrong. I would say, like, that's not the average attractive person.
Yeah, but like, so it's against the, so it's not the norm.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate the rose. Thank you so much.
So you have to be very careful with the questions you're asking, because it could be wrong in one sense, but not wrong in another, right?
Wait, sorry, say that again?
It could be wrong in one sense if you ask one question versus another sense. Is it wrong for you to be dating this person? Right. I'd be like, that's fine. You can date the person. Nothing's stopping you from doing that.
Oh, they just got removed for community guidelines. All right, we're going to go to the next person. Everyone, only do send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Let's get on to the next person here real quick, everyone. I really could not make out what they were saying there right now. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
Hi. Hello?
How old are you?
Can you hear me?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What's your birth year?
19. 2004.
Okay, bro's connection's so bad, chat. We're going to go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up? I'm 23.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I think the act of gay is immoral. Being gay itself is probably not immoral. So I would assume from your view that you're looking at it from like I would say a culturally like relativistic view, like moral relativism. So I would ask you that, do you think if everyone, like if we're applying universalism here, if everyone was gay, would that contribute to a flourishing society? If everyone acted like...
That's not what universalism is. Isn't universalism or generalism?
It's if you apply a concept to everyone, if they all act...
It would be like a moral principle, right? So you're saying that everyone should be gay. I'm not saying that everyone should be gay.
Well, I'm asking, what would the conclusion be if everyone was gay?
Well, people would still be able to reproduce through IVF, in vitro fertilization, artificial insemination. People who are gay have engaged in intercourse with the opposite sex to produce children throughout all of society, right? So it is the case that that people would still be able to reproduce.
So it takes
is it wrong
technology to make that work.
Is it wrong for someone to be celibate?
Is it wrong for someone to be celibate? I would argue no.
Okay, but if everyone was celibate, there would be no reproduction.
I would agree with you on that.
Okay, so like that doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay, so that's just going to be like not something that we would accept.
From your view, I was arguing that it wouldn't contribute to a flourishing society, so it must be wrong by moral relativism standards.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you mean by moral relativism. I believe that morality is true dependent upon a stance.
Sure. Like, would you say that morality is objective?
I think that morality is subjective.
Yeah, so then you would be a moral relativist by some standards.
Okay, I don't know what you mean by relativist. If you just mean that I believe in subjective morality, okay, well then sure, yeah, I believe in subjective morality.
Well, I just mean like, would you agree that like a society that has an established infrastructure can decide on its own morality for itself, and that is its own choice? And that you wouldn't say that because America disagrees with, let's say, Iran, that it's objectively wrong that Iran has, sexist policy.
I don't believe that there's any objective truth when it relates to morality.
Sure. Okay. So if there's no objective truth to morality, then who are you to say that it's right to be gay?
That's going to be my preference, and I don't consider it to be right. I don't consider it to be right or wrong to be straight. I don't consider it to be right or wrong to be gay.
So isn't it like a less, like, it's not as good of an explanatory answer if you can't say that, and again, like I see that's like your view, but isn't it like less of a good explanation if you can't ground that in some sort of objective meaning?
No.
I would argue
you're just saying objective good, subjective bad. That's not a critique. That's actually a subjective stance.
Obviously, you might be able to surmise I'm a Christian here, so I would be arguing from an objective view.
No, you wouldn't.
From my view, of course.
If God doesn't exist, are there facts about morality?
If God doesn't exist, are there facts about morality? Like objective facts is what you're asking. If he doesn't exist,
are there facts about morality? Yeah.
If he doesn't exist, that's a tough question. I would probably say no, right?
Okay, so then it is the case that the morality is going to be dependent upon his stance, his attitude, his desire, his own view, right?
Sure. That would make it
that's subjective. So you actually agree with moral relativism as you defined. Right?
If I wasn't a Christian, then I would be a moral relativist. But that again, like I have some a priori.
No, you already are, right? You already are a moral subjectivist. You already believe that morals are subjective. You just decide to follow God's preference.
No, that's not true. Like if God existed, then objectively there would be an objective way to look at the world because God is those good.
No, that would be God's subjective view, not objective, because it would be stance independent.
God, by definition, cannot be subjective.
Thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate the $10 Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciated it. I would probably bet yes as well. Can you say what you just said at the end there?
Well, isn't it true that like by definition, like God can't be subjective because he's God?
God can't be subjective because he's God? That doesn't make any sense to me, right? You don't think God is a subject?
Like he can't have
does God have a mind?
Opinions, right?
Does God have a mind? Yeah, he does. Does God have a mind?
Okay, so the concept of God, there's the three omnis, right? There's omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscience, right? Those necessitate that essentially Christians believe that morality is reserved, or it's derived rather, from God's nature. So everything.
Does God determine the facts of morality, right? Or does God observe them?
So that's the Euthyphro dilemma, and again, that's a false dilemma because what objective morality is comes from God's nature, right? At least from a Christian.
I don't know what you mean by that, and also it's not a false dilemma. I'm saying it's either objective.
Is because you would ask.
No, because I'm saying it's either that morality is true dependent upon a stance or independent of a stance. So in order to say that that's a false dilemma, you'd have to be rejecting the law of excluded middle.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So I guess the Christian view wouldn't agree with either of those answers, right, is what I'm trying to say. It would be that things are good because it represents God's nature, right? And so something is good because it is of God's nature, right? It's not his opinion. It's not what he wants. It's because of what he is.
So what he is, again, that doesn't answer the question of what determines the fact of morality? Is it independent of the stance or dependent upon the stance?
Like, it's obviously going to be independent of a view for sure if it's objective.
So if it's okay, so it's independent of a stance. Okay.
Sure.
So then you would accept the Euthyro dilemma, right? But you would just say that it's objective. Okay. Well, then what is this, right? Then it would be the case that there would still be true facts about morality, even if God doesn't exist, right? Because it is the case that God is observing these facts.
No, again, yeah, I disagree. It's definitely a false dilemma, bro. The Euthyphro dilemma has been like debunked so many times, dude.
No, it hasn't. Again, you literally didn't give me an invalid response at all. You like actually accepted it. You literally just accepted it. Did you not realize that?
Because your a priori was if God doesn't exist, are there objective morals? And
that was a way of explaining it to you, right? Because it is the case that if God doesn't exist, well, then there would still be true facts about morality, as God just describes these things, right? God just discovered these things. These things already existed without God.
Let me think. So you're saying that like if God wasn't real, then he would have discovered them himself. See, I think it doesn't really make sense. Like, it's a circular argument.
No. It is the case that we would be able to discover them, like we discover, say, facts about like science or something.
Like we do discover those. That's right.
Yeah, I'm saying it's comparable to us discovering facts about science. These facts still exist, right? Even without us necessarily being here, right? But it is the case that we discovered it. So we didn't determine the truth of this of what happened. Right, it was the case that it was true independent of us. Okay,
sure.
So is it true independent of God or dependent upon God?
Well, if God created everything, it is of His nature. Does that not make sense? Like,
no,
if God created everything, then He created the same morals that we're observing right now.
So God created it. Okay, so you accept the Euthyphro dilemma,
God
and you say that it's subjective now. So you agree with subjective morality. Okay, so
I don't see how you're bridging it to subjective morality.
Stance dependent. You just said it was stance dependently true. Colton, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate it, Colton. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, I don't see what your basis is here.
I'm not gonna lie, like from my view, it's harder to argue for the moral goodness of homosexuality rather than like the negative aspects. Like, would you have a positive argument for homosexuality being a good thing?
I'm not arguing that it's right or wrong to be gay. I'm not arguing it's right or wrong to be straight. And there are great things that come from, there are great things that do come from gay relationships, right? It just doesn't mean that you should be gay or you should be straight, because there are good things that come from straight relationships as well. Okay. So again, I don't see what your point is there. If there's no judgment there, if it's morally neutral, I appreciate the ICU. Thank you so much. I'm just going to ask you, why is your judgment that it's wrong? Right. And if you can't answer why the judgment is wrong, it's either you have a preconceived bias because you have no argument, right? Or it's the case that you're going to accept the same position as me, right? As mine is refraining from a judgment.
So you're not refraining from a judgment by saying that gayness is equal to heterosexuality. That's you're literally saying.
I'm refraining from saying that it's wrong or right to be gay, the same way I'm refraining from judgment when it relates to whether or not it's right or wrong to be straight. Because it is the case that it's not considered as either. The same way that when it relates to, like, say I walk into my backyard and I pick up a rock from the ground, that action isn't right or wrong. It just is.
Yeah, but that's not like a moral action.
What do you mean a moral action?
Okay, so sexuality is inherently moral. Again, like the meaning of sexuality, of course, from a Christian view, is to create children and to have a family unit to produce a better society through God and the power of Christ.
So you just mean in that scenario it's morally neutral. So being straight or gay is morally neutral.
Is considered morally bad according to the Bible. Anything outside of a marriage context, sex. So it includes everything. It's not just homosexual. It's all sexual sin, right?
Wait, so we're just going to go back into saying, how do you know that the Bible is justified in describing what's right and wrong when it relates to morality?
Well, and again, you would have to point to Jesus there, right? So if Jesus did resurrect from the cross, and you can look at historical accounts of this and like Bible historians, even Bart Ehrman agrees on the main three facts of Jesus' resurrection. And if that's the case, then
resurrection. I mean, I think that he was either. I think it was most likely for him to either be left on the cross to decompose or thrown into a mass grave, not the personal tomb that you're referencing.
Sure, and I mean, history would disagree with you there.
That's not true.
So, okay, do you have a source?
Yeah, I can show you that it's most likely to be true. That, like, again, they would be left on the cross.
I'd be glad to hear it. But yeah. I've seen a lot of good information on historians generally agreeing that at the very least, he did die on a cross and was buried by Joseph of Arimathea, who was in the Sanhedrin at the time.
Yeah. So also, I don't know where you got that Bart Ehrman agreed with that. And then also many historians, they reject the notion that Joseph Arimathea even existed, or they even say that they're agnostic on that. So I would like to see your basis for that claim.
Sure. I would source William Lane Craig on that. His website, Reasonable Faith, explains it pretty well. I mean, he's a good guy. I mean, I don't think he's really, obviously he's going to be a little biased there, but he researches on the topic. He's done a lot of stuff.
Come on, man. You can't source Greg for that claim, right? Or Craig. Like that's, come on, dude.
So would you source Richard Dawkins for your view on, I don't know, morality? So who would you source for your...
For my view on morality, I wouldn't source anyone. I don't need to.
Okay, well, when you're looking at, let's say, historical accuracy of the Bible, who would you reference in your studies?
Historical accuracy when it relates to the Bible? Sure. Well, I mean, clearly we would reference like individuals, like when it relates to like events that happen, like crucifixion.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Josephus, Tacitus.
Yeah. Okay, I would agree with that. And again, they generally, it's funny you mentioned that, they don't disagree with any of the biblical accounts about the resurrection.
No, wait, where does Josephus say that resurrection occurred?
I'm just saying there's no facts that he presents that are contrary to what the Bible presents in the gospel.
Where does he accept that story?
He didn't accept it. I'm not saying he accepted it. I'm just saying
so just
brought forth, they were contrary to what the Bible claimed.
Okay, like there weren't claims that he accepted it either, right?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that, to be clear.
Okay, so then like just be agnostic on it then.
Wait, so like with just Tacitus, I mean, maybe. There's a few more. There's Josephus, there was Nicodemus.
I just named Josephus and Tacitus. You could name either.
What?
I just named both those.
I mean, yeah, I didn't just recently read up on this. I'm kind of just going off top, but yeah, you're right. But again, like, can you find them disagreeing with the gospel? And if you can't, then what makes you think that the Bible's not true in that area?
So wait, sorry, say that one more time.
So, like, if there's no, I guess you could say from your external sources rather than the Bible, right? There's more sources in the Bible than outside the Bible in the gospel accounts at the very least, right? There's a few more on the inside. So if you're just going from the external sources, then how are you going to get to the point that it's like, oh, yeah, the Bible's not true, even though they don't contradict.
No, hold up. I'm not saying I don't look at the Bible for anything. What I'm saying is that the Bible doesn't justify claims when it relates to miracles, right? Because when we're looking at history, we're looking for what's most likely to occur. Right. Sure. So it wouldn't be the thing that is least likely to occur to be what's most likely to occur.
Oh, forgot what the analogy is called. But yeah, you're right. The most likely event is generally what we would assume to be what occurred.
Yeah. And then that would just be contrary to the idea that like miracles are the least likely thing to occur.
Yeah. But again, like that's the whole point of like proving the divinity of Jesus Christ was that he, performed miracles. But yeah, my basic answer back to the homosexuality thing is that I would reference Jesus' historical accuracy of his resurrection to validate my view that the Bible is true. Therefore, if God did rise Jesus from the dead, then Jesus wasn't a blasphemer because God wouldn't have risen a blasphemer from the dead. If he wasn't a blasphemer and he was risen from the dead, then the rest of the Bible is necessary.
Wait, you're assuming that a God exists there, by the way. Again, even if I were to concede to resurrection, which, again, there's not good basis for at all, right? Again, you wouldn't have the ability to actually justify that it was a God rather than being aliens.
Actually, I would.
How?
There's a lot of
how
prophecies in the Old Testament specifically referencing.
Yeah, and those could be from aliens. Why can't those be from aliens?
Well, basically, you're just using semantics to say God in alien form.
Not what? No, I'm just saying aliens. Like the QAnoners say about the fucking what's it called? Like the I'm blanking. It's not the Greys. It's the.
I'm not sure.
Wait, chat. Someone remind me. It's not ancient. No, there's a specific type of alien. The Anunnaki. Yeah. Okay. So the Anunnaki came down and created the story, right, to keep humans in check because they created humans, right?
Kind of like with the pyramids in Egypt and stuff like that, where they
again, what's to justify the idea that this is correct over the idea that it's aliens that are just trying to control us?
Well, again, in the Old Testament, there's a lot of God actually interacting with his people. And again, you can argue about the historicity of those claims. I
can say that those are all related to aliens.
Okay, so could an alien resurrect a person from the dead? That's outside of the laws of nature, isn't it?
No. It's outside what we currently understand.
That's probably not true. I mean, what do you think? They opened a time warp? Doesn't that seem less likely than God exists?
No, they seem to be just Actually, it seems to be more likely to me because I think that yours is contradictory, but it's fine.
I mean, I would disagree, but
you disagree? I mean, okay. So do you want to run through them? Because you gave no substantiation for resurrection, but we can just give a contradiction. We can just do that if you'd like.
Well, I mean, I did give you a few references there.
Not for justification.
You tossed out William Lane Craig because of, I guess, some bias. I don't know why.
No, it's Craig. It's literally Craig, dude. I'm asking for like extra biblical evidence. I can give you people that respond to Craig. Do you want me to give you Bart Ehrman respond to Craig about those claims? Appreciate the booth. Thank you so much. You can literally look up his blog.
Yeah, you could pull it. I don't have a computer on me.
Yeah, you look up ehrmanblog.org.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have it on me. But again, like, there's more good arguments for the existence of God than against. Like, and I could run through those with you. Again, like, I probably don't have a good argument for...
Appreciate the hand art, thank you.
Yeah, for homosexuality being wrong outside of, like, the biblical historicity claims, right? Because if the Bible isn't true, then I guess you could argue it's socially relative, right? It's socially constructed.
No, I would just like to ask you, what's your basis for saying that it's wrong, right? Like, again, if you have no basis in the context of the Bible or the scripture, well, then you're gonna have to provide
you want me to use a verse?
No, I meant like in your scripture. Like, if your scripture is not justified, well, then you're not gonna have any claim about whether or not being gay is wrong here, unless you provide an argument.
It's like, you want me to give you an argument instead.
Yeah, I mean, do you have an argument? You can give me an argument for your religion, which is the basis for your claim, or if you have
I could think of one off top.
Argument.
Okay. If we had 10 dudes on an island, and that's all the people that ever existed, what would we have in 100 years?
Whether or not they're straight or gay, we would have no one.
Well, yeah, again, like, so they're not there, they're not alive, they get destroyed. So for the flourishing of society, we need at the very least
10 straight guys on an island. What happens?
Oh no, nothing. I'm just saying, like, if they were gay, nothing was going to happen either. Like, but if there
so what's your point?
They could have had I don't know, I'm coming off top. That's kind of a weak argument, to be honest. Let me think.
Yeah, man, you can stick to your religion, bro.
I mean, again, like, I think there's more good claims for the existence of God, which is the origination of the argument, probably. Like, again, the homosexuality is just an outlet of Christianity for the most part when it comes to calling
being gay is an outlet for Christianity. What?
I'm saying, like, the argument, that's like a secondary issue when it comes to Christianity. So you need to establish that God exists first, and then you can be like, oh, okay, well, then it's also wrong to be gay because God said it was wrong in the Bible.
Yeah, thank you for the boo. I appreciate it, Adelina. So, I mean, I don't think that there's any secular basis for saying that's wrong, and there's no basis in terms of Christianity. Would you like to go through a contradiction, or are you not interested?
I'll do whatever.
For sure. So do you think that God is perfect?
Yeah, by definition.
Okay. So given a perfect test taker, what do you expect to see?
A perfect test taker? Well, I would assume it would be a perfect test, right?
Perfect test score?
Yeah.
Right. Perfect free throw shooter, what do you expect to see?
You can say 100%.
Perfect amount of free throws made. Perfect creator, what do you expect to see?
So again, you're kind of simplifying it a little bit because human nature is different than a ball going in a hoop. So if we have free will, then we have the choice to do right or wrong. If we didn't have free will, then you'd have a good argument. It'd be like, oh, well, we're not doing shit.
So is it what is it again? What is entailed? Perfect creator, what's entailed?
So yeah, this is like a really basic analysis. This has nothing to do with human beings. We have autonomy, right? Would you say we have autonomy?
I'm sorry, is that an answer to my question?
Yeah, again, it's a false dilemma. So why would I answer the question?
How is that a false dilemma?
I just explained it to you and you said, answer my question.
Yeah, so how is it a false dilemma? You can explain it again then.
Okay. If we have free will, then the whole point is creation would be perfect at the beginning. As soon as one of us sins, it would be no longer perfect.
Yeah, so is God perfect?
Yes.
Yeah, and because he's perfect, that means he never sins, right?
That is right.
Okay, so in the same way that God is perfect, and because he's perfect, that means he never sins, well, the same thing can be true for human beings, because it's logically true for God.
We're different than God. Like, that's just not an argument, bro. I'm sorry.
So, but what would be the relevant difference insofar as that it can exist within God's nature, but it cannot exist within humans' nature?
Yeah, creation versus creator. Like, the creator who created all the laws can determine what's good and what's not. If we were created
Appreciate
by
this description.
that guy,
Thank you so much.
then again,
I'm never saying that they determine. I'm saying how they act.
Yeah, again, if we're endowed with free will and we were once perfect, but there was, and again, like this is kind of getting into the weeds a little bit with like Genesis, but if we're looking back, again, Satan had fallen with a third of the angels because of the reason that God wanted to come into human form as Jesus to die for our sins. This happened before Adam and Eve. So there was a serpent. It was described as a serpent, but it was the devil in animal form that tempted Eve to bite the first apple of the first sin. And again, you could argue it's a metaphor, whatever. But again, that's the biblical answer, which would be that we were given the option to be perfect, but we chose not to because sin is pleasurable, right?
Yeah. So again, you're just saying that they choose not to, but the idea here is that if they're flawless, they would have never chose to, right? So the idea of the fall, given the notion that they're perfect, is incoherent. It's contradictory, right? Because it is the case that it would be entailing that an individual is flawed and flawless simultaneously. Appreciate the Gus. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's just not the case.
That is literally the case. You're saying that someone who's flawless could engage in a flaw.
Yeah, at creation, it was good. That's what the Bible says. I don't think it necessarily says they were perfect, but I think the idea is they were perfect until they...
So you believe that they were perfect?
That's
like let me ask you this question. Like, if I make one free throw and I've only shot one free throw in my life, and then I miss the next one, prior to missing the next one, was I perfect?
From the line, sounds like you were perfect.
Well, it maybe perceptually, but I wasn't actually perfect.
Okay, so yeah,
does it make sense?
If you're using that argument, I would agree that they weren't perfect from the start.
Okay, but again, so then the idea is perfect creator. What is entailed?
Dude, I'm sorry. This is not like a good talking point. That's not like, that doesn't apply. Like, this is not philosophy. This is like just talking. Like, what are you talking about? You said perfect creator, perfect creation? Like, you really think that necessitates that?
Yes, right. Perfect test scores are derived from a perfect test taker. Appreciate the Corky. Thank you so much. Perfect free throw shooter, perfect free throws made.
And then you're going to apply a basketball analogy to God and his creation.
Is that not what's entailed? Like, what would you mean by a perfect creator? Can you tell me what that means?
Yeah, again, it's the three omnis. It's omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And that entails all the other good things that we think of about God. Those three.
So you wouldn't say that it relates to flawless?
It would. Yeah, it absolutely would.
Okay.
For sure.
So when you say that someone is a flawless creator, what would you expect to see?
Okay. I see what you're saying. I kind of get it now. So you're saying the semantics makes it sound like, oh, it's going to be a perfect creation if he's perfect. Yeah, again, that's not the reality that we live in. Okay.
Well, is that a response to anything I just said? That was your argument. That's not the world we live in. Well, I appreciate the argument. Thank you very much.
I mean, like, the best you got is free throw analogies.
I gave you a very, very clear deduction. Right? That was a clear deduction.
Yeah, but the premises don't give to the conclusion.
Wait, so no, do you accept the premise that like a perfect creator entails a perfect creation?
Okay, the reason it's an invalid conclusion is because that free throws don't apply to God's nature and human nature at the beginning of creation. And I'm pretty sure you would...
By the way, this is a premise, not a conclusion.
You said what?
This is a premise, not a conclusion.
You said the conclusion would be that God would have a perfect creation, and that conclusion doesn't follow based on the premise.
Well, given a perfect creator, it would be that there's a perfect creation. That's the premise that I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I would disagree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so but you accept the idea that a flawless creator does not entail a flawless creation, is what you're saying.
I mean, not necessarily. It seems like a simplistic analysis, no?
So what does it mean to be a flawless creator? Can you tell me?
It means by nature he is flawless, and he created.
Yeah, but if he's flawless by his nature, how could he create something that's flawed?
Because he allowed free will into the free agents that he created.
Yeah, but doesn't God have free will?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can have free will and be flawless.
Because
so again, here's my question. How could an entity that is flawless create something in which has flaws?
Because he's God. Like, he's God,
he's
dude.
God.
Yeah, like, I know it's like the God answer, but it's like...
Because he's God.
But, okay, so I guess the argument, and I don't want you to think I'm like trying to skip around and like not answer the question, but like I'm trying to give you like a counter analogy here. Like, so if God created all humans, right, and all of us had no choice in what we did, like we didn't have
you have
autonomy.
choice. You have choice. You have choice. You have autonomy.
I'm giving you an analogy. If we did not, all right, if none of us had choice or autonomy, then we wouldn't have the option to do wrong. Would you prefer that reality?
Yes.
I don't think you would. I think you're being
unironically, I would prefer that reality where children are not raped. I would prefer the reality where there's not mass genocide. I would prefer the reality where there's not child sex trafficking. I'd prefer the reality where children don't die of cancer. I'd prefer the reality where my grandma didn't die of dementia. I'd prefer the reality where grandparents don't die of cancer. Appreciate the cat. Appreciate that mustache. Thank you. Right? Is that not a preferable world?
So you're making the argument that evil is wrong. And of course, everyone would agree that evil is wrong. Now, would you blame God for evil?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
If there's some God that exists, yeah, there's some sort of responsibility for evil. Like, for example, right? If there are cops that watch a P3DO rape a child, they have the ability to stop it, and they don't stop it. Did they do something wrong?
Yeah, I would agree that. Yeah, they did something wrong by not intervening, for sure.
Wow, okay. So God did something wrong by not intervening?
No, I wouldn't agree with that, again.
Okay, so then why is it true for the cops but not for God?
Because cops didn't create a reality and give people free will and all these blessings to do with their life. Cops are people. They're on the same level as the people that are getting, whatted. So God.
So is there any point where God? Do you believe in Noah's flood?
Yes. I mean,
okay.
Literally,
So
I would say probably yes.
Yeah. So when God literally mass genocided most of the planet, right? Did that get rid of their free will?
Wait, would you call it genocide if God killed everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, by definition. I mean, I don't think that's genocide.
What's the definition of genocide?
I would assume it's the mass killing of a large group of people, but if God did it, it sounds like it's
well.
Like if he used rain to do it, is it still murder?
Yes, it's him.
And again,
have you watched Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
A little bit, not much.
Have you watched the episode where they have like that ability to create like those storms?
No, not yet.
Fuck. Okay. So if I had like this machine that could create storms and kill people, like, and I can intentfully kill people that way, right, would you say that's wrong?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. Why?
Like, I guess it's wrong to create something just to, destroy people from that view. Sure.
Okay. So you're God, right?
Do you really think that
your God unironically mass genocided the whole planet?
Like, but you think
that's your view? He left one family. He mass genocided everyone and left one family.
Judge the creator of the universe for what he does.
Well, I am right now. Tough shit, right? He judges everyone else under your worldview.
Where's your argument?
Hey! Hold up! Listen. He can judge everyone else, but can't be judged himself. What's going on here?
If he's the creator of morality,
what are these double standards?
If it's God. There's no double standard.
Oh, that is a double standard. What are you talking about, dude? I said rules for thee, but not rules for me. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that it's wrong for you to do whatever you do, right? It's wrong for you to engage in premarital sex, but it's not wrong for me.
But you're not God, buddy.
Well, I think I'm Parker, so. How do you know that I'm not God? Tell me.
I would assume you're not God.
Assume? Okay, so you don't know?
Try to argue for the goodness of being gay.
You don't know?
I mean, in the Bible, God's kind of against homosexuality.
No, I'm not gay. Do you know that I'm not God?
Do I know you're not God?
Yeah.
I guess with like 100% like certainty. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, I would say, yeah.
How do you know that I'm not God?
I would bet my life on it.
How do you know?
Well, God is against homosexuality. So if you're supporting homosexuality, then you're not God.
Well, no, that's your own depiction. But how do you know I'm not God? That's your opinion.
Yeah, again, the biblical text describes.
I created your biblical text, right? That's fake. It's wrong. Okay, it's false.
That's fake.
Right,
yes. Come on.
Yes, it's false. False gods. The same way that you say that Prophet Muhammad experienced with Angel Gabriel. False god, right?
Well, he raped children, so.
You have to say R word or SA.
Sorry.
But how old was Mary when Mary was impregnated by God?
I think she was 14, something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, he does the same shit.
Wait, it wasn't a person.
Are you saying that God forcefully impregnated a minor?
An angel came to her prior to it to tell her of the good news because she was
the good news that she's gonna be raped because she's 14.
Yeah, that's reductionism. She was gonna give birth to the savior of the world, and you're making it sound bad.
No, but she was 14. Okay, she was 14.
Wait, did a person have sex with her?
Forcefully impregnated her.
But no one had sex with her.
Could she consent to that?
I would assume that God understood that she would have consented to it.
So 14-year-olds can consent to being impregnated? Wait, hold on. Answer this question. Can 14-year-olds consent to being impregnated?
Oh, absolutely not.
No, they can't. So Mary could not consent to being impregnated.
But it's God again. Like so.
But it's God. It's okay for God to forcefully impregnate minors. Oh, there he actually got removed for community guidelines. I was just gonna ask about Noah's Ark. Oh fuck, dude! Because it's God. It's God, chat. It's God. But it's God. Yo, tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy link, send it to a few friends. Thank you so much for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, if you like my content, follow me if you're ready. If you do want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. We're gonna go on to the next person. Again, only do send a guest request. If you disagree, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. That was a wild view, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Hello?
19.
How old?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
19.
Yeah, for sure. What's your birthday?
19. September 2204.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Okay. So from my viewpoint, I feel like, okay, so when you mean by wrong, like, I believe, I'm Christian, right? So I believe in the ways of God. So personally, in my viewpoint, it's a sin to, like, you know, if a guy likes another guy or a woman likes another woman.
Okay. But do you believe in Noah's Ark?
One more time?
Do you believe in Noah's Ark?
What do you mean by that?
Do you believe it happened?
One more time?
Do you believe God mass genocided like most of the planet by flooding them?
Yes, everything in the Bible, like, so like I grew up with my parents because we're from Africa, right? So like Ethiopia, so like we're really like in believers in Christianity, and like just this year I've been reading more in the Bible and getting more of an understanding of what it is. But like I have nothing against people because everybody's sin. It's a sin to be gay, right? But like you can't just say that it's wrong or you're gonna die or like this and that because if you cuss, you're sinning. Like sin is no sin is bigger than any other sin. It's a sin. Regardless.
Oh, really? So, like, if I lie to a child about there being Santa Claus, is that just as bad as that child getting raped by an adult?
What do you mean? Like, raped by an adult?
You said all sin is the same. None of it's worse than the other. So
Like-
is me telling them that Santa Claus exists just as bad as them getting raped by another adult?
What I mean by lying, like in the fact what you're trying to say is like lying in the way, like let's say like you're like in a police.
Wait, do you want to answer the question? You said sin is just as bad as other sin. Okay, all sin is equal. Okay, so me telling a child that Santa Claus exists under your worldview is the same as them being raped by another adult. Is that your worldview?
No, not in that viewpoint. Cause like it depends in the ways. So like let's say like you're lying, right? But like in your own benefit of ways. Like that's a kid. Like that's something different. But like let's say like who stole my money? Like, let's say like you stole your mom's money. You're not telling her the truth. That's a lie. But if you're doing something like that, that's not it. But like, let's say like someone killed somebody, but that's a sin, right? And then you're also gay. Everybody in the world sins. Everybody sin, right? And so like I support, I'm cool. Like I'm a believer in God. I have no way to judge anybody. If you're gay, you're gay. I looked at if you're gay, but if you're a good person, that's all I care about. I don't care if you're a good person. I don't judge a person off what they are. I don't care what you are, right? But like, it's like in my believing in God and like of ways, that's why like it's a sin, yes. But like God will forgive you if you go in the ways of, you know, following him.
No, so again, my question, you said all sin is equal, right?
Yes, other than, you know, killing yourself, those are like really, yeah.
Okay, all sin is equal. So again, me telling a child that Santa Claus exists is the same as that child being raped by another adult. Do you believe that those two are just as bad?
No, like again, like you're saying, like when you tell
so you don't think that sin is equal?
No, like sin is equal, right? But it's like it depends in the context of like when you're lying. That's a kid you're telling.
Depends. So what does it depend? So sometimes it's not equal.
Cause like it's equal, right? But like in the
Josh, thank you so much for the glowing jellyfish. I appreciate
you're
it.
telling a kid, like, right, all sins are equal, right? But when you're telling a kid that, like, when you ask, let's say, like, are Santa Claus are real, you're telling him that, you're telling that kid for a reason. What's the reasoning of that? So like they don't lose faith of what they like, happiness. Like, what do the kids like? Santa Claus, they're happy about it's the holidays, right? And you're doing it because you're a parent or whatever. But like when you're lying, like someone who stole my money, or like
that is literally lying, dude. Okay, so again, you said sin is equal. You can't say sin is equal, but sometimes it's not equal.
No, like it is all equal, yes, but like God, let's say God.
Okay, so again, if it is all equal, the logical entailment of that worldview is that it is just as bad for me to tell a child that Santa Claus exists as for that child to be graped by Herbert the P, right, from Family Guy, right? Just as bad.
Right. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. It's a valid point. But like, you see, when God judges you, when it's time for God to judge you, right? He's the fair, when it comes to being fairness, he's the fairness person of all, right? He's extremely fair. So when he judges your sin and he sees like, okay, you told this a kid, he's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's fair with that. But if you're lying in your life, like you're just a person that lies in ways of like benefiting yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? When you lied,
I just want you to say that it's exactly the same. That's your worldview. And Corvina, I appreciate the Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciate the good wishes. Thank you.
It's all the same, yes. But when God judges you, he's fair. He's the person that's fair in all, right? And so when he judges you, he's not going to be like, I don't know. I don't know how judge God. No one in the world knows how God judges. No one knows. But in the Bible it says that he's fair. And so if he's the fairness person of all in the entire world and he sees what you've done, if you lied, let's say your mom stole money, you lied because you did something wrong, but you're doing it to make another person happy, like a kid, like saying Santa Claus, it's not like you're going to have a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like God will understand.
So sin is not equal. You agree sin is not equal?
It is all equal, but God will
so it's not equal. Or no, you just said, wait, no, it is equal. Okay, so if it is equal, well then again, do you concede to the analogy I just brought up?
What was the analogy? One more time for me. Sorry.
Okay, it's just as bad for a child to be graped, right, as it is by an adult, as it is for me to tell them that Santa Claus exists, right? Because one is a lie and it's a sin, and the other one is also a sin as it's grape.
You see, yes, they're both a sin, correct? But what I'm trying to say is they're both sins. Yes, you lied, and that person, whatever he did was a sin, correct? But when God judges you, and when it comes to fairness, he's going to look at it. Like, what was your reasoning of lying? He's going to understand everything you did wrong. And he's going to understand the reasoning of lying. Okay, like, we're going to see, like, it's all fairness. Like, he lied because of the Santa Claus. It's a sin, yes. Like, let's say, like, you would lie, right? Your mom, like, let's say your mom is sick, and she asked you a question. Oh, how was your day been? But your day was bad. And you're not happy that day, but you don't want to say my day was bad. It was happy because you don't want to bring more pain to her. You don't want to have her, you know what I'm saying? Like talk, like have more on her mind that she's already going through. You know what I'm saying? God is going to understand why you like why you doing that. But if you went to go rape someone or you conducted something,
word or essay, by the way.
That's completely, you know what I'm trying to say? Like God is fair. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If that makes sense.
So sin is not equal. Like, okay, so again, that's just your worldview. Sin is not equal.
It is equal. It's a lie. Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Holy shit! Like you literally just. I'm dead set. I'm dead serious with you, bro.
You know what I'm trying to say?
No. I want you to listen.
Like you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like
no. This is. I'll tell you what you're saying. You're saying it's equal, but sometimes it's not equal. That's what you're saying. That's literally unironically what you're saying.
Okay, so like if you broke the law, if you went to court, if you went to jail, like let's say one person did want this, but they're gonna understand you went to jail, whatever, you broke the law, but the judge is gonna see, he's gonna be more lenient if you understand, because he's being fair. That's what I'm trying to say. You broke the law regardless, but you're being more lenient because you lied to make the other person happy, or you lied to do this. But if you're lying just to lie to make yourself, have more.
So again, it's not equal. It's not equal.
It's equal because you broke.
So lying sometimes is better than lying in other times. Do you agree?
You said what?
Telling a kid Santa Claus exists is not the same as cheating on someone. Do you agree?
It's a sin, regardless. It's a sin. It's a sin.
Dude, okay. Sure, under your worldview, it's a sin. Are they just as bad as each other?
Earlier, and then you said that God.
No. Are they just as bad as each other?
Just as bad. They're both sins. Anything that's a sin is bad. You need to stay.
Are they just as bad as each other?
Yes, whatever you sin, if you cuss,
yes, they're just as bad. So
yes,
again,
cuss,
saying Santa Claus exists is just as bad as someone cheating on another person. That's fucking
in our
wild.
view, look, in the Bible, whatever sinning is sinning, regardless. If I killed somebody or if you harmed somebody, you cussed somebody out, you sinned. You sinned regardless. Okay. If you robbed a store or shot a person, if you shot a person, but if you stole $500
So
merchandise,
again, the analogy I brought up, me telling a kid that Santa Claus exists is just as bad as that kid being raped by another
in the
adult.
Bible, yes, you lied. You lied.
Yes, it's the same. It's the same.
It's the same. But the punishment is what God is going to look at fair. Why did you, when you're killing somebody or raping someone, how does the judge going to be? He's not going to be
again,
fair.
R word or essay. R word or essay.
What was the essay you wrote?
You have to say R word or essay. I'm not telling you to read my essay. R word or essay instead of saying the word that just grape without the G. Okay, you can't say that. It's TikTok TOS.
Oh, my fault. Okay, I got you. I'm so sorry. But like what you said earlier, you said that God created evil, correct? Or someone said that before here when I was here, correct?
God did create evil.
Okay.
Right under your worldview, yes.
You see, God didn't create evil. Okay,
is God the creator of all things?
He's a creator of all knowledge and everything. Yes.
Yeah,
but,
God is the. Wait. Hold on. Let's just see this real quick. God created everything. Does evil exist?
Evil does exist. But look, can I talk real quick?
Evil does exist. Evil is a part. Let me finish, please.
Go ahead.
Evil is a part of everything. So if God created evil and evil is a part of everything, if God created everything and evil is a part of everything, then God created evil.
Right. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, but like it's like this though, right? God did not create evil, but he does allow evil. He did not create it, but he does allow it. If God did not allow it for mankind and angels would be serving God out of an obligation. There's a reasoning of this. It explains it in the Bible. So without sin, we would have no need for the cross. There would be without the cross, we would never understand the righteousness and mercy. There's a reason why we have sins and the reason why we have evil. Because if you didn't have evil, you wouldn't need God. And so if you understand what I'm trying to, he did not create evil, but he allows it. That's why when people say, oh, there's military killing each other or whoopee whoop people, or there's bad things happening. God is just God created all this. He's allowing it.
So then here's my point. God did not create everything.
He created everything. I understand what you're coming from.
Okay, so it's either one or the other. It's either he created everything or he didn't create everything. If he created everything, that literally entails that he created evil. Okay, so you can't just cherry pick whenever you want to do it and whenever you don't want to. You're violating the laws of logic.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you died today. God forbid, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. Okay, you died today, and let's say there was a God. How would you perceive? How would you react to that? Like if you were to die right now and God was about to judge you, how would your understanding of everything change at that mindset? If you were to die like 30, 50 years from now?
If I knew that there was a God, yes, my perspective would change.
Your perspective would change. Okay. And so you think that because that God knows everything, you think he created evil, and that's your mindset, correct?
No, because you believe that God created everything and evil is a part of everything, that means that God created evil.
Okay, so when in the Bible with Eve and Adam, correct? Everything was perfect. There was fruit, there was food, everybody was healthy, everything was good, correct? Then when the snake came in and ate and everything messed up, God told him not to go over there, and he did not listen. Eve did not listen, correct? And so that's when everything started. That's what we had in evil. That's where everything started. Everything was good until that happened. And so then for him, God allows evil. And so when
yeah, but no. Just my point is we can get into this whole question of whether or not evil should exist, given the fact that God created us. I'm just saying that if you believe that there's evil, and evil is a part of everything, and God created everything, it is literally logically entailed that God created evil.
Yeah, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so you agree God created evil, right? But it's for a greater purpose, right?
He allows it.
It's for a greater purpose, right?
You said what?
It's for a greater purpose, right?
Yes, there's a reason why.
Did God create the best possible world?
In the world we live in right now?
Is this the best possible world?
When you see, it's really hard to answer that type of question because, in my opinion, there's a lot of messed up things in this world. I agree, but look, this is how I see it. When you die, how long do you live for? An average life is 60 years. When you're with God, your spirit, it's for the rest of like eternity. So people that like to side with the devil or like to like, I'm not even get into it, but like Illuminati, whatever, what people, they like to like, you know how when you see people exchange money, but for their soul, right? Whatever they do. They do it just for 60 years or 30 years of just a little life.
Dude,
right?
the life expectancy is like 76, 77.
7 years, okay, but like a lot of people get sick. A lot of people, like car accidents, a lot of things that happen, right? Not everybody lives to 70 or 80, but people don't understand this. You live for only 60. That's a piece of your life. But when you're with God or when you're with the Spirit, with the Lord, it's forever. It's for eternity. People would rather give up 40 or 50 years of happiness of, having all the money, all the cars, whoopee whoop, whatever it is that their eyes set on. And then,
it's also crazy. You could give up all that time for it to be fucking wrong.
You said what?
This is all the time you get, and you gave it all up for something that was wrong. Is that what you want to do? In the same way that you say, oh, you're not willing to give up all this for all the rest of eternity. Well, you're willing to give up this, even if it might be it.
Hey, it's like I'm telling you,
you're willing
right
to
now,
give this up, even if it's.
Hey, I don't care. I'm taking my chance on it. I'm taking my chance on it. I believe in it.
For something that entails contradictions is wild.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because you know why, bro? I'm going to tell you why. It's because you got to have faith. Because I understand there's a lot of people that don't believe in it, right? But there's so many people in the world that didn't believe in God.
Top, can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I have faith that Stewie Griffin created the universe through a temporal loop, am I justified in that faith?
Do you have faith in it? Do you believe in it? What's your reasoning? Do
I need reasoning? I have faith.
You have faith, right? But it's not only about faith. It's about understanding and knowledge. Understand?
So you need more than faith? So when you just said it all comes down to faith, it doesn't all come down to faith.
If you believed in it, but you got to understand, you're being that's silly. If you're being that's obviously silly. You're being a Grilly Griffin. But if you believe in
it's so real. It's obviously silly.
Yeah. I'm not telling everybody in the entire world to believe. If you have your own religious, not no cartoon, but actual religion that you believe in. Okay, I understand.
Tell me how it's different.
What do you mean?
Give me the difference. Give me the distinction.
Like from what you just said?
Yeah.
Because it's been millions of years of I'm from Ethiopia in Africa. We're the only country in Africa that stayed as a Christianity. It's been from long time ago. We read it in the Bible. And there's Bibles in Christianity. I don't read man-made Bibles. I read the Bibles that have not been altered. That's the Bibles that I try to look at.
Wait. You don't read man-made Bibles?
There's Bibles, right? But the ones that the ones that I read and get into, the government and the way of the world is, they don't want you to know about God. That's just how it is. You don't.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I just want to clarify. You don't read a man-made Bible.
What I mean by that, I messed up myself. But what I mean by that is people, you could always alter books. People could put their own words into it, right?
Who alters? Who alters?
Whoever reads it, the government, whoever makes the Bible.
Wait, government's made up of who?
Yeah, the United States, whoever. But I'm from Africa.
The United States and Africa, they're made up of who?
Yeah, but
human beings?
Okay, look, right? Let's say you get a sculpture, right? But you get it, right? But someone altered it. It's not the right way. You're believing in something that's not completely true. What I'm trying to say is I want the one with the truthfulness and the one that I want to guide in with the exact words from God himself. Okay. And so there's words that people can alter. This world is bigger than us. It's if you
people can alter it, right? So it's man-made?
Look, obviously people got the knowledge from God and they wrote it down in the Bible, correct?
Correct. So it is man-made. The Bible's man-made.
You're right. I messed up on that. I'm sorry about that. You're correct. But what I'm trying to say is so many, by the way that the government, it's a lot of the government, they don't want you to know those type of things. The world, the way music is running and how, I'm not trying to get into it because that's not the topic we're on, but I'm telling you, the world that we live in, it's how do you think people become popular? How do you think this is it's the way of you know what I'm saying? Illuminati. I don't believe in those type of things. And I don't believe in vertigos or all the signs or anything I don't believe in.
Yeah, I don't believe in either of those.
Yeah.
Right? It just happens to be that people have particular skills and other people don't have skills. Happens to be that some people get opportunities. Happens to be that other people don't have these opportunities. It's a combination of both. It's not just skill, right? It's oftentimes the different types of opportunities that people have as well. So there's an aspect of luck around with it.
Right. And when you said earlier about faith, right? So look, there's so many people who didn't believe in God. They were atheists, right? Never believed in God. And then when they were at their last moment, let's say their kid was sick or something, last moment, and they stand it out to pray. They were like, you see, let me try it. I'm going to pray for faith, right? They had faith, they prayed, and it was a miracle or whatever. There's a lot of things that people have like their own faith. My faith is when mom got into a car accident, it was nighttime. No one was there, but I know in my heart that God made sure there was people in that area to make sure that she went to the hospital when she was a hit and run. Like there's ways that I've always prayed to God and he always delivered. That's my faith. I believe in him.
Wait, how do you know that didn't just happen to occur? How do you know that your praying caused that to be the case?
Because it's just faith. I believe in it. Like it's in my heart. Like it's in my heart
It's
of like
faith. Okay, so again, if you're just saying faith, again, that faith in of itself is no distinct from that faith or my faith in Stewie Griffin being the creator of the universe through a temporal loop.
Okay, but when you say something, if you went to somebody and said something, how would they feel that type of way? Like, where does the history from that?
People are gonna think that it's absurd. Why? Because it's a belief that has no evidence. Well, when you say that you had faith for something, I see it as absurd because it's a belief without evidence. Do you see the same reason to be true within the context of your belief?
Yeah, like when you're saying like your belief.
So you see how it shows the absurdity of your worldview.
No, I don't, because you're saying
even though it requires the same justification that you just critiqued.
Right, but you're saying something from a movie, like a cartoon from somebody else that made in a sitcom off a channel. But what I'm talking about,
and you can justify that given the same reasoning that you just provided. That's what I'm telling you.
So you're telling me you would have faith in a character, a cartoon character, and
look at all the people in the chat that also have faith. Right, they're gonna start spamming it right now. Saying that they have faith in Stewie Griffin.
Honestly, you're telling me it's true faith. Like it is your true faith.
They have true faith in Stewie Griffin. Yes.
Okay, if that is your personal true faith, I have no means to judge. If that's how you feel and that is your understanding, but at the end of all this, the arguments,
no absurdity, even just seeing at all.
I would not call you crazy. I have no way to judge you. If that's how you were, but that's not how I.
Is that conducive to a well-functioning society?
Well-function. If you honest in that way of thinking like that, what you just said. No, I really wouldn't think so, because when you think that God people like centuries way before us knew the knowledge, and they passed it down and writing it into the books and everything for us to gain the knowledge, and the faith that I have with the Lord is people that are preaching to me.
Is it justified for me to believe in the Greek gods by faith?
Greek gods? What have you read in there that you thought that's real? Like, what is your faith in it? Like, if that's what you believe,
I just have faith. Yeah.
Okay. If you honestly, from the bottom of your 100% heart, if you know for a fact, if you're ready to say that when I die, I'm gonna, whatever, that's how you feel, then you know what? So be it. If that's how you feel. And you know what? The one thing about it is I would never put this onto somebody. Let's say if I had a friend that was going through stuff, I might be like, hey, maybe you should talk to God. Maybe he can help you. That's the things I would say. I don't like forcing anything on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like what I just wanted to go on here and say that I feel like it's wrong. Yes. Cause God told me, cause in the Bible, it says it's a sin. I follow God. So whatever he tells me, I feel like it's correct. That's how it is. If he told me not to do this and do this, that's what I'm not going to do. But I sin every single day. I do. And
no, but my point is that you don't see the absurdity in that me saying that people who believed in the Greek gods are just as justified as you. People who believe in animal spirits are just as justified as you. People who believe that when they die, they're going to be a Pokemon master, right, and beat the Elite Four, right? They're just as justified as you. People who believe that Stewie Griffin created the universe through a temporal loop, they're just as justified as you. Me believing in any characteristic, a floating, magical, majestic pan in an Andromeda galaxy is just as justified as you.
See, if that's how that person perceives it in their own mind, everybody is completely different. We're in our own minds, okay? God is there for you if you want to accept them as a thing. If that's how you feel, okay, right? God is going to understand. God is going to know, you know what I'm saying, on his part. But as you as a person, if you do not believe in God, but you want to believe in Pokemon or...
No, again, you keep saying that like, oh, your God's going to treat this way. Okay, well, what about the flying spaghetti monster, right? The flying spaghetti monster has opinions that being gay is right and then being straight is wrong. So are you going to be held to that standard? Are you scared of being held to the standard of the spaghetti monster?
See, I wouldn't believe in the spaghetti monster.
I don't believe in the Christian God. I appreciate the booth. Thank you so much.
You see, I understand that. If you don't believe in that, but when it comes to day to be judgment, everything will unfold. You would understand.
When it's the day of judgment for the spaghetti monster, right, it is going to be the case that you are going to be scared.
Okay, if that's how you feel, I understand. That's how
You
feel,
will be
right?
scared, and
Yeah,
when
because
the
I
flying
can't force
spaghetti
you. I can't
monster
force you.
gets his noodles on you.
Yeah, you see, yeah, okay. You see, when you say stuff like that, like if you went to like grown ups and stuff like that, they would call that stupid. Like let's just be real.
Yeah, that's
If
exactly what I'm trying to show you.
let's
That's
be
exactly
real.
what I'm trying to show you, bro.
Right, but like God is a faith. Because look, who would go to pray to a spaghetti man? Like I'm just being honest with you. Like if you believe,
Yeah,
like,
tell me, please tell me more.
Like Muslims, and you know what I'm saying, they believe, they believe. Every culture has their own way of believing, because that's how the people from before have held it, right? A lot of religious are in wishing Christianity, right? And so what I'm trying to say is the reason why we believe in God is because the way that we're able to give him our problems and he's able to help us. That's the point of that's why he allowed evil. So you can believe in him and help, and then he can help you. That's the point. You know what I'm trying to say? I understand what you're trying to say. Why would he create evil? He's God. If he has all this power, whoopie whoop.
I'll just ask you a separate question outside of the context of the justification. Pastafarianism is an established religion, right? Not joking. Like, it's a legitimately like established religion.
Okay.
You can look this up.
What is it called?
Pastafarianism.
Pastafarian. Okay. Sorry, I never heard of that before. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. When the spaghetti monster gets his noodles on you, I swear.
Does your family believe in Christianity or no? I'm just asking, just wondering.
Yeah.
They do?
Mm-hmm. I grew up Christian.
Oh, you did? So do you honestly? So you really are? Is it like, I don't know if you're being serious or not, but do you believe or no? I'm just
I do
asking.
not believe in Christianity, no.
But your mom and dad do?
Mm-hmm.
So did they, when you were younger, did they take you to church?
Yeah, I went to church. I grew up Christian. I used to go to church twice a week as a kid.
Was there something in your life that like?
I have no religious trauma.
Okay, so like when you were a kid,
I had a great religious experience as a kid. Great community. Had a lot of people around that were like loving, caring. I don't have bad experiences with religion at all when it relates to that. I just can't rationalize the view.
So so like growing up, like you never thought about it, like I believed in God, like you never had that ounce in your heart, or
no, I believed in God.
Oh, okay. So like it was just a time and day.
Most of my life, I believed in God. I just couldn't rationalize it.
Like you just couldn't like understand all of it, wrapped it in your head, correct?
No, I can't rationalize it. Not that I can't wrap it. I just the view literally entails contradictions.
Okay. So if your parents are Christian, so they understand the sins. Obviously, if they're Christianity, they would understand everything. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, I don't want to be all personal and everything. Are you like? Are you like, GAY? Like, I don't want to be rude.
Am I gay? No.
No. Okay. And so you just at one point didn't just stop because you couldn't rationalize everything, correct?
I literally just can't rationalize it. Yeah.
Okay. So you see, like, I'm assuming that like when that happened, like you never relied on God, have you? Like you never asked him for any like talk to him when you were younger or anything like that?
I prayed, yeah.
You prayed? Okay. Rationalized, okay.
Matt, thank you so much for the chasing the dream. I appreciate it, Matt. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because like I just wanted to talk to you of like, you know what I'm trying to say, of understanding of like, there's nothing wrong with being gay, okay? There's nothing wrong. I support it completely. You know what I'm saying? I only care if you're a good person.
It's just gay intercourse under your view, right?
What do you mean?
Do you think gay intercourse is wrong?
Yes, I think it's wrong.
That's why.
But,
so like, I mean, so the whole point is we just get back to the whole point is, how do you see your religion to be justified? I think there are contradictions entailed by your religion. We can talk about the contradictions, right? But like, again, I think the whole basis of the fact that we can't even justify the belief in the first place is reason enough not to accept it, in the same sort of way that we don't accept the Greek gods, right? Or we don't accept Pastafarianism, or we don't accept any of these other beliefs that are just based upon faith. If I want to believe the earth is flat based upon faith, is that justified?
Say that one more time, that last part.
If I want to believe that the earth is flat based upon faith, is that justified?
If that's something that you believe in, if in your mind, if you believe that the earth is flat, then it's justified for yourself. Okay? But that doesn't mean everybody else will be. Just like I'm just to me thinking that God is real and I know that is justified, you're not going to believe it. You know what I'm trying to say? And so, but what I think, like the Greek gods, I don't believe in that mess. I really don't. I feel like it's something where like it's interesting where people like to get into it, but I think it was really made for the movies and books and all this and that. That's why it got really popular, like Disney and all this and that. Like you've never seen like, you know what I'm saying? That's why like I don't really want to get into it because it's not the topic. But like if you see how the world is, a lot of people would agree, you know, the Illuminati, whoopie whoop, this and that. I don't know if you ever got into it with your friends or like I don't.
Yeah,
wanna
no, I appreciate the crown. Thank you so much. I'm a part of the Illuminati.
You said what?
I'm a part of the Illuminati.
You see? Okay, if that's what you think, hey, you're a part of the Illuminati. But it's like,
No,
why
I'm trolling. Some people actually think that. Like, I mean, like, okay, I appreciate the little crown. Thank you so much. It would be expected that like people with platforms would be like, you know, paid by the Illuminati if they actually did control things. Like, unironically, I think I would have met someone that was controlled by the Illuminati by this point. I'm gonna be totally fucking for real. I don't know. Maybe we're not there yet. Come on, we gotta keep trying, chat. Hopefully one day I'll let y'all know. I promise.
You see, that's where I'm trying to come from. That's why, like, we have way, like, when you were telling me, like, that's why I wanted to come in here to say, like, it's not just about, you know, we're on the topic of being gay, but when it comes to Christianity and that believing, like, it's in the music, it's in the movies. They want you to listen to that type of stuff for a reason. That's why we don't really listen. That's why the way of like the Illuminati and the way like it's so controlling, these artists are getting popular. They're using hypnosis for you to like really listen to the music. Like when you listen to a song, you don't remember the lyrics, but you remember the beat in your head. They're using hypnosis. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just different things in the world.
I don't think that's hypnosis, right? Like when I rhyme, is that hypnosis?
Rhyme, no, but like in the music though.
But like I'll remember a rhyme.
Yeah, that's because you're in your own mind. But I'm trying to say music. Like when you see these artists talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're just like babbling or like destroying their own what is it called? Exes, or they're talking like you see Doja Cat wearing these devil heads and all this and that. They're doing that because they're getting more popular and the numbers are going up. They're doing that to get more popular. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why, in my opinion, I stay away.
That's not hypnosis. They're just trying to make money.
God, you believe in the devil, right? You know the devil is real, correct? They would give up their own soul so then they could become popular. Why do you think they go for the people that are really like Travis Scott? They're really popular. Obviously, they're going to want people with power. That's just how it works. People with power have the voices that can control people.
Or maybe they just happen to get popular.
No. You see what
No.
When there's people like that, bro, like I'm telling you, bro, it's like when they're like when on the studio, remember when them people died and everything? Look at him all free and stuff and everything. Not
VC, I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They have power. I'm telling you. And
yeah,
that's
wait. That's their management one too. That's profit related, right? So like again, let's critique that based upon the profit motive. I don't think it means that the devil exists and that he's controlling Travis Scott, right? And Travis Scott sold the soul. I think all the devil shit that's related to rap.
When they said in their lyrics, when you see
when they speak about the devil in their lyrics, they're trying to get you to talk about it. And you know what's crazy? They fucking did a great job. Because you know how many times people have brought that up on my live? That's free promo. Appreciate the private jet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Abby. Free promo.
Yeah. That's what I understand what you're coming from. But like when you see Doja Cat saying, I'm gonna paint the town red. You think she's finna go to everybody's house and paint the town red? Literally, that's not what she means. That's not what she means when she's trying to say in the songs. Why do you think she literally went from? You're telling me before she had the devil horns and everything, she went from 16 million thing all the way up to bump it to 50 million. I'm telling you, this is how it works. I'm telling you, they get popular.
Dude, because you fucking talk about it.
I never listened to her.
Dude, you could look at Lil Nas. Lil Nas also got a bunch. After this shit
he
too.
sold blood and shoes. Like who? What? No, that's the things that we have.
Oh my gosh, because you guys fucking think it's actually like, oh my god, he's controlled by the devil, and you know what's crazy? That gets people talking about it, and when people are talking about it, they're significantly more likely to go and watch stuff, right? Which makes them money, gives them moolah, right? Which is the whole point of the marketing scheme in the first place. Literally, it's so effective that you're still continuing to talk about it after even knowing that it's a marketing scheme.
Right, but what are they doing? they're showing the devil, right? It's all about the devil, correct? So let's say,
because that's what's gonna provoke people like you to respond.
Yeah,
and watch
but
their
I
shit.
don't respond to them people. I don't.
You are right now.
Right now to you, but I don't listen.
3,000 people, not just to me.
Yeah, they're not
3,000
gonna go
people.
listen to that. Like, who's gonna? I
You
bet
understand
don't.
that that's gonna produce more people to probably go listen to stuff like that later.
Because
be associated with it.
I used to listen to those people, but then when I listen to what their lyrics are, but it's like saying this: they're getting more views because they're talking about the devil and this and that. That's like saying if two military people went to war right now and I'm wearing their shirts and I'm selling them off of their, like, I'm showing off like they're like the way that they're doing it. It's wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm trying to say. That's why, like, all you guys, like a lot of people, not you guys. I don't know if any of you guys listen to them. You might think it's your favorite artist. Okay, cool. But the way that they're doing it, in my belief, I'm just saying in my belief, the devil is bad, correct? So if they're having horns and selling blood in shoes in the Bible, that's completely wrong, which I need to stay away from.
Yeah, but you understand that relies on your belief being accurate in the first place.
Say that one more time.
That relies upon your belief being accurate in the first place, and that's the fundamental thing that we're critiquing here. I think we're getting a little bit circular here. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or add?
No, anything you want to talk about? I think we got on something.
Nothing specifically. All right, I'll go on to the next person. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Let's get on to the next person. Again, if you like my content, follow me if you're ready. My favorite Star Wars? Yes, we love Star Wars. We love Star Wars. Star Wars is like my favorite movie series of all time. It's just so classic. It's honestly so classic. All right, let's get on to the next person. Please only do send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
15. But
15, you got to be 18 plus to join live. TikTok rules, not mine. TikTok rules, everyone. 18 plus, y'all. We had a fetus. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's up?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
No, I think the
Doug,
doing,
thank you so much.
It's like a biological thing. It's an error, but it's not wrong.
Wait. What makes you think that being gay is an error?
Because there is a man and a woman who make a child. That is the normal way of our earth. You know?
Okay, so is it an error for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
How do you say that?
Is it an error for me to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
Infertile? It is a short thing. I don't know.
Okay, so it's not an error. All right, well, appreciate you coming on. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Clear contradiction. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
12. 20. No, please.
No, please. That's crazy. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25.
How old?
25.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
I was just raised Catholic, and
Are you driving, by the way?
No, I'm parking actually.
You're parking?
Yeah. Well,
So you currently are driving. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, we're gonna go on to the next person. I don't know why people say that. Like there was one person the other day. I was like, "Are you driving?" He's like, "No, I'm just going 10 miles per hour." In a car. Okay. Well, okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
16.
For sure. Do you think 16?
No, come on, man.
Fetus. All right, we're gonna go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Hell no, because we got too many damn people in the world anyways. Doesn't give a frig.
We actually have an underpopulation issue, but there's nothing wrong with being gay. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Yo, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
Why so?
Because it's just wrong.
Okay, why?
Because you shouldn't be gay.
Why?
Look at the women. They're beautiful.
Okay,
And
so women
everybody-
should be gay then.
No.
Women, they're beautiful. So women should be with women.
No.
Right? They're beautiful.
Should be with men. But sure.
Oh,
you
so
can be
I
with
thought
too.
women are beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful, but they can
So-
be with
so-
women and men. But I think
Why
in
should it be
general-
that way?
in general, guys shouldn't.
Oh, he just left. He actually just left. He literally just left. I cannot believe it, dude. He just got yaptured, everyone. He just got yaptured. We're going to go on to the next person. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you want to help get out to more people, share the live, copy links, send it to a few friends, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
That's so cap. Zygote in the fucking building. A zygote in the building. Zygote identified. Unbelievable. Yaptured as well. Okay, let's go on to the next person, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
35.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Right, so you said for debate, I don't think it's wrong or immoral, but I was getting what the other guy was saying.
Appreciate you coming on. Going to the next person, everyone. Only do send a guest. Oh, Jimmy literally is trolling. Jimmy's a troll. Let me go to the next person. Only do send a guest request. If you disagree, everyone, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, how old are you?
I didn't even think I was getting on here.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Nah, not at all.
All right. Well, I am just looking for people who disagree. Appreciate you coming on. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Again, everyone, please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are only looking for some debates, people. Only looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Yeah. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah.
Why so?
Who likes wiener?
Okay, well, he left. All right. That was a great position. All right. We're going to go on to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate all the Cash Apps and the Venmos. If you do want to support me, Venmo and Cash App in the bio, everyone. Thank you for the hand jar. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Amanda, thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to have to buy these people a clue. Yeah, I think we actually are going to. Amanda, thank you so much for the $50. Travis, thank you so much for the $30 Cash App. W's for Travis and Amanda, everyone. W Travis, W Amanda in the chat, everyone. Let's go on to the next person. Keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing that live. Copy link, send it to a few friends. It's going crazy today, everyone. Y'all have been going absolutely wild. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why do you think it's wrong?
I just think like more or less like the traditional way, just like a man and a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so why is it good to do a traditional thing? Like, for example, right, traditionally speaking, it was the case that women were looked at in a negative connotation for not being for not having kids, right? Does that mean that they should be looked at in a negative way for not having children?
You talking about women?
Yes.
Nah. I feel like if women like are infertile, then that's just how the cards were dealt. You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't mean like, oh, like she's wrong because she can't have babies. It's just like that's just what happened. She just can't have babies.
Matthew, thank you so much for the $5 Venmo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. So I mean, I don't think that necessarily responded to my point, but like,
what was your point? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Amanda, thank you so much for the whale diving. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's go back to the original point here, right? Why'd you say that it's wrong?
No. Oh, yes. It's wrong.
Why did you say that's wrong?
I said because of like the traditional way of just like a man.
Traditional way, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
traditionally speaking, women were looked at in a negative way for not producing children. Does that mean that because traditionally speaking they were looked at that way, that means they should be looked that way?
Wait. Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, so because it's been the case that traditionally speaking women have been looked at that way, right? Does that mean that they should be looked at that way because of the traditionally speaking they were?
Looked at what way?
Wrong, like they did something wrong for not having children.
Oh no, I don't.
Amanda, thank you so much for the fireworks, Amanda. W Amanda, everyone.
No, but that's what I was saying. I don't think they should be looked upon as wrong for not being able to have children. I'm just saying, like, that's just how the cards were dealt for them. You know what I mean?
Not for not being able to, right?
Yeah,
But for
for
not
not being
wanting
able
to.
to, like, cause
No, for not wanting to.
Oh, for not wanting to. I mean, I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with like religion, and I'm just talking about like I'm not really talking about religion. You could say I am, but I'm talking about how I feel like about men and women. Like I just feel like it just should be more traditional. So I mean, like what you're saying is like being wrong. Like is that wrong? Like that like kind of
No. Your argument that
shit.
no, your argument that is if traditionally speaking we have done this, that means we should do this, right?
You said what? I'm sorry.
Is your argument that traditionally speaking, because we have done this, that means we should do this?
I kinda, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of being biased a little bit, and I can say that because like that's how I was raised. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't dislike like gay people and like all that shit, but like I just couldn't do it, and in my heart, I feel like it's wrong. And if I were to partake in those things, I would feel wrong, and I feel like I'd be looked upon as wrong, and I feel shameful upon myself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so that's because of the social and cultural norms that you grew up with, right? That doesn't mean that it's necessarily wrong. It seems like we have no reasoning here, right? So if you have no reasoning as to why being gay is wrong, the only way that you're going to consider it to be wrong is if there's a preconceived bias.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Amanda, thank you for the jellyfish. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Nah, I feel you on that part. Yeah, it's just I feel like I'm just kind of biased on the topic a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so you should probably try to do something about that bias. So you've been raised a particular way, indicating that you have this bias, but does not mean that you should have this bias. Many people were raised with biases towards people on the basis of many characteristics, right? Like, do you think it's okay to have a bias against women because you were raised to have a bias against women?
Nah.
Okay. So then clearly these are things that we should probably work on, right?
Yeah. Nah, I'm not, and I don't want to act like I'm fucking homophobic. I'm not homophobic at all. Like, trust me, I'm not homophobic. Like, I love gay people. I think they're cool as fuck. I'm talking about like in a sense of myself. So I don't want to come out as like homophobic. Like, I just couldn't do it myself, type of shit. But I love you. I love, like, even if you are, like, I fuck with you. Like, you,
so I'm not gay. I'm not saying you should engage in gay intercourse or be attracted to men.
I'm not
like
saying
I'm not attracted to men. I'm not going to do that either.
No, I feel you. I'm just reading the comments. Like, I'm like, oh shit. Like, I feel like what I'm saying is coming off as wrong. Like I'm homophobic because like I grew up like that. Like, nah, my parents, they're not even homophobic. It's just like we don't even talk about like that stuff. Like, we don't even like talk about stuff like that. It's just like if the topic were to come up, like, yeah, we'd be like, I mean, I guess like I feel like that's wrong. I feel like I'm just yapping at this point. I'm gonna get
yeah,
out
but like I mean, it just seems like the
talk,
preconceived bias doesn't seem like you have a reason, so it's probably something that you should address. But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or add?
Oh no, I'm straight. I appreciate you having me on here though.
For sure. All right, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request. Oh my gosh, only do send a guest request if you disagree. Why does my voice do that, everyone? It's like when I don't drink water for a second. Thank you for the boo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, it's a lot better. Dean is your biggest fan, Parker. So real. Everyone keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing the live copy link. Send it to a few friends. Thank you for the boo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to go into the next person. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, for some reason it's not accepting, or this person's not here. We're going to go into the next. Everyone keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing the live, everyone. You already know the deal, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So I wanted to say that okay. Oh man, I'm so nervous now. Okay. I wanted to talk about like what being gay is coming to, because like I'm personally a gay man, but like honestly, I want to talk about Grindr a little bit, or like I want to talk about like the whole.
So
idea
I am asking people if they think that it's wrong to be gay. If you don't think it's wrong to be gay, I am going to look for someone who does disagree with the topic. But I do appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. We're going to go on to the next person, everyone. Again, please only do send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 18.
For sure. What's your birth year?
2005.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
So what I think is, I think it's immoral, but I want to ask you a quick question before we go on.
Okay, what is it?
So, do you, if you had a son that was gay, how would you feel about that?
No issue.
So, my question to you is, if you had if you had a son that was gay, you said you wouldn't have issue to that, right?
No issue. Yeah. Save the boo. I appreciate it.
So what I'm getting at here is, if I had a son that was gay, I would have no issue with it. But I feel like, do you think you would have any like uncomfort to it? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, do you feel like you would feel you wouldn't feel differently about it in any way?
Nope.
So, here's my second question to you. Right.
Bro just left. He's like, you wouldn't be uncomfortable? No. Like, all right, let's go to the next person. Only do send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, we're gonna go to the next person. Why would that matter? Seriously, like I'm serious. Like, what relevance does that have to you as a parent? Like, I'd love to hear. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm 20 years old.
Sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
So I'm curious what you mean by wrong before I answer that question.
You shouldn't be gay, or that you shouldn't engage in gay intercourse.
Well, there's a lot of things that are highly debated to be something you should or shouldn't do. And so I'm kind of curious what you're actually trying to ask people. Because you'll notice that a lot of the people who come on here, they kind of fumble about religion or like strange topics or reasons.
Do you have a preference against people being gay? Do you think it's ideal for people to not be gay?
What do you mean? Is it ideal for people? It's not ideal for people to have a peanut allergy. It doesn't make any sense either.
I'm just trying to clarify anything that you would view. Right? Do you hold anything as it relates to having a preference against these things happening? Do you think that it shouldn't be the case that people are gay? Do you think it shouldn't be the case that you engage in gay intercourse? Are any of these claims that you hold to? If not, I'm going to go on to the next person.
Okay, here, I'll explain. So I think there's a difference between having homosexual feelings and then actually acting upon them. I would say the acting upon them is actually immoral, yes. But okay, so I'm curious what you believe to be immoral. What is immorality?
Yeah, it's going to be things that I think that should not happen. All things considered, when it relates to like my views about morality, right? My preferences, right? So I'm just going to ask you the question, right? Why do you think that gay intercourse is wrong?
Okay, so obviously the reason that I'm basing this off is a religious context, and that is the reason people argue with you, whereas you argue with people. They have a religious reason to believe something is wrong or correct, whereas you actually don't have a basis. So I'm wondering, when you use the word wrong, what the heck does that mean? You see, eugenics for thousands of years was actually agreed to be correct. Disabled people shouldn't have children. This is a basic concept most people agreed with. Until now, I don't agree with that. That doesn't mean they were correct in that it was wrong for disabled people to have children. Like, do you understand that you don't have a
I disagree with them. That's what their view was, though. So again, nothing what I said was incomprehensible. Thank you for the autumn leaves. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You can sit there and say, what does this mean after I've answered the question multiple times and you failed to give me a response to the question that to what I've answered with, right? You said that I don't have a basis without religion. Well, clearly speaking, I do have a basis because it relates to the preferences, and I could just ask you the question, right? Do you believe that the facts of morality are true dependent upon God's stance or independent of God's stance? Appreciate the head mustache. Thank you.
Well, obviously morality comes from the universe, right? It comes from our hearts and comes from the Creator. The difference is is it true dependent upon His stance or independent? Is the question of immorality independent of God's stance on it?
Is the truth of morality dependent upon His stance or independent of His stance?
Of His stance? Well, we would argue that, and I think this is something you get confused with, and other people do too. We would argue the stance given to us in our hearts is from God. And so
that's not the question I asked you. I said, does the truth of morality come from God's stance, or is it independent of His stance?
Yes, it does come from God's stance.
Okay, so that's subjective. So you believe in subjective morality too, right? So it's just going to relate to preference under your view, and it's going to relate to preference under my view. You just decide to follow, a God's preference.
Not
So-
exactly. Because what you have to understand is there's an inconsistency in your heart. There is no basis. See, God created the universe, right? So he makes the rules. Whereas yours is what? A preconceived notion that multiple people agree on, that this is now the correct thing?
No. I don't say that like I'm talking about my own view as defined by myself.
Okay, so so things that you believe to be wrong are just simply the things that you believe to be wrong, and that's the only basis for something being incorrect.
That is the basis, right? We will give reasons or explanations as to why we hold one tuition or another, or one intuition or another, right? Or one judgment rather than another, right? To maybe show someone that we have the same sort of values, describe something to someone else, something like that, right? But fundamentally speaking, yes, it's going to be related to our preferences, fundamentally.
Don't you think that that's like a dangerous idea, though? You have countries in Africa and in the Middle East who are actually doing horrific things to homosexuals because...
Again, wait, but a lot of those are actually influenced by religion, by the way.
Of course they are, but it's not okay. And the issue is people... this is what you got to understand. These people believe that because they think it's right, that makes it right. This is a very dangerous idea. It's the exact idea that caused fascism and eugenics. So
you understand that your basis here with this is literally the exact same thing, right? Like it's like most of these were actually influenced by religion, right? The idea here is that it's going to be the case that people are going to have different preferences and different views when it relates to morality, regardless of whether or not we recognize it or not. Okay, we're just describing in a descriptive sense whether or not the truth is going to be derivative of a stance or independent of a stance. That's all it is. Okay, so you can talk about practical implications. These things are literally applicable in our society already.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I do, obviously, big religion is incorrect. We can agree that religion is flawed. Okay? The difference is Jesus Christ did not ever command anything that anyone would deem to be wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I do.
What did Jesus Christ proclaim that you believe wrong?
Yeah, so you can talk about the exceptions that he gives for divorce. Right, you could talk about Matthew, Mark, right? They have different depictions on it, right? Some give exceptions, some don't. And clearly speaking, they wouldn't give exceptions in scenarios where I would attribute there should be exceptions, right?
So like in abuse, is that what you mean?
Well, it depends on which verse you read, because some say that it's wrong for there to be infidelity and some don't.
Okay, I can give some clarification on this. I myself am studying for seminary. I can help you with this. So basically, Jesus actually isn't saying that you can get a divorce when he says there's an exclusion. So the idea of a
says
divorce...
you can't get remarried because that'd be adultery.
Yes, but he does say except for sexual, infidelity, whatever translation you'd like to use, right? You agree?
But what about abuse?
Okay, well, let me explain. So we understand that actually the person who does the abuse is the divorcer. So what Jesus is saying is not if he's in infidelity, then you can get a divorce. He's actually saying that they are divorcing you, and that you're unbound is what a lot of translations say. Does that make sense?
No, right? I don't know what you mean, but it says that they were they're unbound. I don't see where it says that.
Well,
where is that in the text? Can you please tell me? Dictate to me where.
Okay, well, I don't recall the exact verses, but it is said a couple times, and it obviously depends on the translation. But that's the idea behind it. But I do want to say the idea of marriage itself is supposed to be permanent, and we have no problem as Christians of people separating. But the issue with having divorce be an option rather than just separating and not calling it a divorce, it leads to these situations where people are breaking off and ruining these family values more quickly than should be necessary. Does that make sense?
They're eroding a family value. I don't see how that's true.
Okay, well, divorce rates are astronomical.
No. I don't see how it's true that because people can divorce for things like abuse, right? That it somehow is going to cause an issue. I think that's a better thing for people to get a divorce. And if you're being abused, you should get a divorce. Yeah.
Yeah, the statistics do not back up this idea that having divorced parents doesn't affect your life. I don't know why you would say that.
So you think people should undergo abuse?
Absolutely not. They shouldn't marry people who are going to.
But no,
abuse.
again, given the fact that they are married to an individual currently that is abusing them, do they have an obligation to stay with them?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And no Christian should affirm that you do.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, well, it doesn't the Bible say that it would be adultery for you to remarry?
Yes, and I agree with that. If
you agree that it's adultery for someone to find a different partner than the one that abused them.
Yes, here, listen. Basically, the idea behind this
Can't that create a two-parent household?
Okay, the idea behind this one is that
a non-abusive two-parent household, which would lead to better outcomes. But okay.
Right, but the idea is this person is not capable of marrying someone or finding a correct person that is going to not do damage to them. So yes, honestly, I do not think they should remarry. Now that's opinionated. I'm not going to throw my opinions onto the text, truthfully, but
yeah. So if your partner abuses you, right, and you divorce them, right, you think it's wrong for them to ever have sex again in their life?
Yes. The Bible
they
has
ought to
no
stay
problem
celibate.
with celibacy. It's a beautiful.
No, but they ought to be celibate.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's your worldview, and I could consider that wrong very clearly. I can point to other things in the Bible that we could consider wrong. What age do you think Mary was when she was impregnated?
Okay, Mary was absolutely 18 to 20 years old. The Talmud.
Can you name me one source that says that?
The Talmud, dude.
Talmud. Where in the Talmud does it say that?
The Talmud regularly talks about the ages of marriage being around 18 to 20 years old.
Can you tell me where?
Dude, what is your evidence that she was young? This is literally not true.
Literally, you can go to Christianity.com. They'll say 12 through 16.
And they're incorrect.
Oh, okay. So again, what's your basis for saying otherwise? Because most scholars would say 12 through 16.
Okay. No, they would not. That's literally not true.
That is true.
The Talmud and Jewish traditions say the ripe age of marriage is 20. What I don't
can you tell me where in the Talmud it says that?
I don't have the entire Talmud memorized. You can look this up yourself.
You don't need to have it memorized.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not Jewish. I don't have it memorized, but I'm telling you, Jewish traditions are marriage age is 20. It's not 14. This
not
is just
at that time period is 12 through 16.
That's not true.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. All right.
I can send you stuff on that right now if you'd like.
You're welcome to.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's just not the case. She was most certainly 18 to 20 years old.
18 through 20, yeah. But like any scholars that agree with you?
Okay, I would ask you this. What do you think the scholars...
Wait, can you name a single scholar that agrees with you?
Yeah, but you're looking up scholars that are going to disagree with me? Is that what you're doing?
Well, they're already, like most scholars already disagree with you. Again, you can literally go to Christianity.com. Christianity.com.
Okay, I'm curious. What was the point of bringing this up? Is this just to slander the biblical text or something?
No. You said there's nothing wrong that you can say is within the context of the Bible, and I'm pointing to things that are wrong. I can also point to, like, do you hold to the Old Testament?
Okay, what the heck does that mean? Do I hold to the Old Testament?
Yeah, like, do you hold to that as moral law?
Are you going to pull up Leviticus texts that were set?
Yep. Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, or we could talk about Exodus 21, 20 through 21.
Okay, so texts that were given to a Jewish people living in the land of
those are right
to children's, and so they had different standards.
So those are right, by the way.
Those are not applicable.
They were right. No, they were right at that time.
Yes.
Okay, so it was okay to enslave people. Appreciate the boot. Thank you so much. It was okay to beat them so long as they survive in 2 days.
Okay, that again is a misunderstanding of the text.
No. We could read the text. I'll read the text right now for you.
All right, go ahead.
Before I do, I just want to say, can I get a fucking W Amanda in the chat for like the next 10 minutes, everyone? Amanda literally just sent fucking $500 chat. That is absolutely fucking crazy. Can I get an absolute fucking W's for Amanda? Literally across the board, because that is absolutely fucking insane. Like, absolutely fucking insane. That is the most by far I've ever gotten in one fucking. That is insane. That is disgustingly insane. Like, that is absolutely fucking W's for Amanda right now, everyone. Like, literally for like the next like 10 minutes, I just want to see W Amanda's. I'm sorry, what did you want me to find again?
That's pretty good, dude. I think the most I ever got was like 200.
And that was crazy. Like, I literally saw that. I was like, what the fuck? Like I had to like double take a few times. I was like kind of confused. Like that is crazy. Like Amanda, I just want to say thank you so much. The fact that I can come on here every single day and do what I love is absolutely amazing. But so sorry, what do you want me to look up again? Sorry.
You can pull up the slave text.
Oh yeah, Exodus. Sorry.
If you want.
Yeah, I already have Exodus almost pulled up.
I will say though,
so Exodus 21:20-21 says anyone who beats their male or female slave with a rod must be punished if the slave dies as a direct result, but they are to not be punished if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is their property.
Okay, so now this is where I'm going to veer off the path of the typical Christian response. But what you have to understand is the Old Testament, as even atheistic scholars agree, it's a history book. It's a history book. What you're reading right now is the laws that Moses and other leaders in Jerusalem were giving to their people. This isn't something that we're called to do. It's a history book. I know that you haven't read the Old Testament, but if you look around, there are horrific things that happen in Genesis. And it's just simply explaining what happened.
Wait, so again, is this permissible?
I'm telling you that this is not the point of the text. The Old Testament.
What do you mean it's not the
history
point?
book.
Thank you for the happy Friday. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What do you mean it's not the point of the text? The text literally says that this is permissible and that they should not be punished. What do you mean that's not the point of the text?
Okay.
Hey, literally, it's very clear. It's actually really clear.
It's actually really not, because
it really
you
is.
haven't read the whole context. Do you know who this is?
Who's speaking? Wait, who's speaking in Exodus?
Okay, this is Moses, right? Talking to the people, giving rules.
Wait, no, isn't this
Exodus
God?
is Moses. Exodus was written by Moses. We know this based off of the shared words of the Egyptian language to the Jewish. So, like in the writing style.
Yeah, and who is God talking through Moses or to Moses?
No, this is Moses' rules.
So then it seems like you haven't read Exodus. What are you talking about?
Okay, so yes, this is God's people, and Moses is ruling the way he wants.
And God is talking to Moses, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So wait, so it is God talking?
We don't know.
What do you mean?
Okay, look, I
What do you mean
honestly
we don't know.
It's so clear you haven't read the Bible, and this is
Me?
the
What?
This is the dude. Listen, Exodus is a historical account of the Jewish people. It has nothing to do with teaching you what to do. It just.
Hey, look, what are you talking about? The Ten Commandments are in Exodus. What do you mean?
Okay. Yes, the Ten Commandments.
What is this guy saying,
Actually,
dude?
hold on.
What is this
Not
guy
actually.
saying? I haven't read it, and he literally said there's nothing about what it tells you. Like, what are you talking about?
I didn't
Exodus
say
is where the
nothing.
Ten
I said
Commandments
it's a
are
historical
located.
account. The Ten Commandments, yes, they absolutely do come from God. But like what you're reading right now is rules he was giving to his people. Of course, we don't agree with him anymore.
Okay, wait. So, but they apply in this time period.
No, they don't. What in that?
No, they don't.
Period, we have.
It
no
was
idea
even
what
wrong.
the
So
time period was.
God's saying this is wrong.
Okay, a couple of things I will say. We have no clue any of the context of thousands of years ago. This is literally like a historical account.
Oh, we don't know any of the context. This is historical. Okay, so we don't know that about Jesus either, right?
No, that is entirely different. Because the Old Testament is a history book. This is what I'm trying to explain.
Okay, so Old Testament, no. New Testament, yes.
Okay, yes. And because the Old Testament is a historical account, okay? Right? So what you're reading from is the Leviticus, is the Pentateuch, right? Written presumably by Moses. That's debatable, but it's just an account of what happened in history. We have things like the exodus of the Jews from Egypt. We have things like the Hittites.
So no, your point is that you disagree with the Old Testament, like here.
Oh my God.
You think that they should be punished.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you that you should look at it the same way when we read our history book and we see things that are like, wow, that's pretty weird. That's what it should be left at.
No. Do you think that they should be? Do you think that they should be punished? Yes or no? Amanda, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it, Amanda. Thank you so much. What?
I did not live there. I have no freaking clue why he said that. I have no clue if the translation is correct. I have no clue what a slave.
Seems like you're also going to apply that to the Old Testament. I mean, to the New Testament.
Absolutely not. The New Testament came thousands of years later. It's also an account of Jesus Christ's teachings. It's very different than just a historical account. You got to understand, there's another thing in Genesis, and you can bring this up to make a lot of Christians really upset. There's a part where this girl
Wait. What is
rapes
the
her
difference
dad.
between the Old Testament and the New Testament in terms of how reliable it is?
Okay, is this a genuine question, or are you trying to like get me?
That is a genuine question. I don't know how that's not a genuine question.
Okay, so the Old Testament, right, is written by, well, it's separated into parts. So you have a historical part, which is your first 5 books. That's kind of just talking about the time of Moses, the time of the Jewish people, becoming a thing, leaving Pharaoh, these types of things. And then onward, you have prophetic books. You have obviously Judges, which is more history. And each book has its own purpose. And so these books at the beginning are historical, right? They're just telling history. And these books are actually used to prove things by even atheists. Like the Hittite people, right, were a concept for 1,000 years until we actually found archaeological proof using the biblical text, right? So everyone agrees that the Bible was actually an account of things that did happen, right? Do you agree that that is true?
That the Bible is a historical account of things that happened, not necessarily.
The Old Testament was actually people trying to write down what they saw and what they encountered, right? That is what you think it is, or what do you think?
Wait. Do you think that that's the New Testament?
Okay, well, I was about to get to the New Testament. The New Testament,
isn't that the basis of the New Testament?
No, the New Testament.
Wait, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. What are those?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are all personal accounts of Jesus Christ's teachings.
Personal accounts, right?
Yes.
What were you just referencing within the context of? Thank you for the gem gun. I appreciate. Thank you so much, Amanda. Within the Old Testament.
Okay, history book. Okay, and then you have the New Testament is like a theology book, like a Socrates, like a Aristotle type book. They have obvious different purposes when you read them. It's the apostles' accounts. It's the accounts of the people who learned from one of the wisest men ever to live. Right? That's from an atheistic standpoint. That is the purpose of the New Testament, right? And the letters, obviously, by Paul, who was also a follower who met Jesus after he was resurrected. And he writes to churches trying to help them out. Very, very different from people just writing down, hey, this awful thing happened, then these things happen. I feel like we can understand that.
Yeah. Actually, here I have a librarian that wants to check the historicity of the claim that you just mentioned. I appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much. Are you willing to talk to them real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah,
mostly.
What's good, Doug?
Hey, what's up? Hey, so I find it's interesting that you're mentioning that it's history, right? So do you know what the word Torah means?
I use the word Pentateuch, but okay, what's up?
Okay, well, Pentateuch, but the word Torah, it literally means law, right? It's about the giving of the law, right? Both Jesus and Paul followed the Torah. They followed the law because it was given to them by God. So they did not see it as purely history. They saw it as God giving them the law.
Actually, no, Hebrews 11 actually talks about how the old covenant...
Okay, you're in seminary. Hebrews was not written by Paul, and you should know that.
Who was it written by?
Angela, thank you for the $5 cash out.
It's entirely anonymous. We have no freaking idea.
We still believe it to be canonical.
No. You believe it to be, but it's entirely anonymous. So even if it did, you should know what letters of Paul are authentic, what 6 letters of Paul are authentic, and the 7 others that are the disputed letters.
Okay, right. But I'm just saying, if we believe it is canonical, okay, then it still is like the Bible is still affirming that there are different time periods.
Sure, but again, it means that it wasn't written by Paul and it had no relation to the apostles. Therefore, it's some unknown Christian writer talking about what they thought the whole Tanakh meant, not Jesus, and definitely not Paul, who Paul, second to Jesus, is the most important figure in Christianity. And so your bringing up of Hebrews is a anonymous person who you might see as canonical, but still it has no relation to an actual Jewish writer. For all we know, it could have been a Gentile writing to the Hebrews.
What's the issue with that? I don't.
The issue is that you're relating to a letter that about what the Pentateuch is saying that it's history or that it has certain history. I don't deny that it has history in relation. I'm saying though the Jews don't see it that way. The Jews see it as the giving of the law. Yeah, but the Jews see it as the giving of the law, and Jesus and Paul themselves were Jews. They would have seen it as the giving of the law.
Yes, but there are parts that are the law, and there are parts that are the law given.
Yes, both Exodus has history and it has law.
But we watched Jesus break multiple things they deemed law, but he was telling them they misunderstood them. In fact, there's a part in Malachi, where God is very angry with his people because they're misunderstanding the purpose of the law, which is they're just blindly following something.
Yeah, sure, because the law cannot be followed. Every Jew will tell you that all 614 commandments cannot be followed.
Okay,
that's one of the main reasons why people who are Christians say that you need to have Jesus. It's because no person can ever follow the law.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. So my contention is that Leviticus is law. That's literally what it is. It's just pure law, right? Whereas Exodus is both history. Well, I consider it pseudo history, but it's history and law. A Parker is reading the law part to you. He's not reading the history part. He's reading the law part to you. In Exodus 20, at the beginning, it is God saying to Moses, "Here are my rules. Go out and tell them." And then through Exodus 20 to 21, it's God saying all of the laws. He goes one by one by one by one, and then Parker gets to the slave part. Why? Because the Israelis, like every other ancient culture, thought slavery was okay. Why? Because that's what they did back then, and we should have the balls to say, "Hey, that was not okay," even if it is in your holy book.
I will say slavery was not the same thing back then. It wasn't based off
That's not true. That's not
Yes,
true.
it is true.
I have a whole book here, by the way. I have a whole book here written by a very reputable scholar on why chattel slavery and indentured servitude were two separate things. And you can look at the Hebrew for this, which I'm assuming that you'll probably be taking when you're going to seminary. You can look at the Hebrew word for slave and see that it both refers to chattel and to indentured servitude, and you got to look at the context of it. Which is why in Exodus and Leviticus it separates both the indentured servitude from the chattel slavery. Parker read that to you. He said, right, if you're a person who is indebted, you can be there for about 7 years, and if you're chattel, it has to come from outside the land of Israel.
Right.
Okay, that's the difference. Chattel versus indentured servitude, but chattel slavery was exactly like slavery in any other modern time.
Okay.
Chattel slavery is bad. All slavery is bad.
Yes, of course I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you say that it wasn't like, the South, or if it wasn't this, it's still freaking slavery. Slavery is slavery.
Okay, well, I will say a couple of things. The Bible also tells them to kill people, which I would also affirm is bad. But I also would agree that I don't know anything. I don't know anything about back then. I have no clue the context. We have no idea.
Yes. Okay. Sure. But then I don't know what the point then is of saying that. I mean, we do know some things. We know enough things to say about.
Do you think there's a
Babylonian
context in which
culture.
that's justified?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, it's an easy question. The answer is no, because slavery is always wrong. Always.
I completely agree.
Okay, then your answer to Parker's question was no. There is no context in which slavery is okay.
I'm telling you that there are not that many verses talking about this. You have no idea how they treated them, what their lives were like.
What do you mean? It literally it tells you that it's permissible to beat them so long as they recover after a day or two. That's literally what it says in your scriptures, in your holy book. This is what you look to for your moral teachings in your morals, right?
No,
this is the basis of your morality.
We don't look to Leviticus for our moral teachings. That's what I've been trying to say. But
okay, so then where do you go to? You
don't
listen to God's word?
We understand the context of God's word. Like, there are parts of the Bible which are clearly not literal. We understand.
Is this not a literal one? What? How is this not literal?
It is. I'm saying that you don't have to just take everything blindly and follow it. We can use our brains a little bit.
Oh, okay. How about we use our brains a little bit and fucking reject this then, because we have contradictions we can show you. Do you want me to go over that right now?
All right, let's go. What do you got?
Okay.
All right, Matt, man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Bye, dude. Take care of yourself.
Appreciate it, W, Matt. Can we get a W, Matt, in the comment section just for a bit, everyone? Okay,
I appreciate you, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. So, do you believe that God has free will?
Do I believe that God has free will?
Yeah.
Or that he gives us? Himself?
God himself, does he have free will?
Of course, yes.
Can he do evil?
Yes.
Okay.
Although, that's
he never does, though.
Because by your context, yes, he can do evil. By my context,
No, I'm talking under your own view.
Under my own view, no, of course he can.
Oh, okay. So, so you can have free will and not be able to do evil?
Yes.
Okay. So can humans have free will and not have the ability to do evil?
No. And that's
No?
why we're made the way.
Why?
Okay, let me explain. The idea of evil is the antithesis of God. So if God were to do something, it is not evil. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, but the idea is also the case that could be true for human beings, right? They can have free will and they can never do evil, right? If it's logically possible for God to have this characteristic, well, it's also logically possible for him to actualize that characteristic in another individual, as God is all-knowing and all-powerful, which means he knows how to create every logically possible condition and knows and has the power to create every logically possible condition.
This is actually a really interesting logical argument and has a lot of problems with it. I've never heard someone argue this. So what you're saying that God can't exist because we can't have free will without the ability to sin?
No, I'm saying free will doesn't entail evil. Like free will can exist without there being evil, because prior to there being human beings or any creation, free will existed and there was no evil. So it's logically possible for that to exist. So since God's all-knowing and all-powerful, God can actualize a world in which human beings have this property.
We would believe that, but I will say this is what I'll try to explain. I don't know if anyone's ever said this, but basically, God wanted to create good. He wanted to make good humans. He wanted to make you, Parker. He wanted to make you because he thought you were good. And what did he think was good? Did he think Parker, who has no option but to do good, is good? Or did he think Parker, who has the option to do good or bad but chooses to do good?
Does he think he is himself good?
Yeah, of course.
Does he have the option to do bad?
That's like you're making like it's the problem are the words. It's not the concept. So let's basically say this. If I created a simulation, okay, can I do something I don't want to do in the simulation? No. It's my simulation. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, you can do something you don't want to do. You can make a mistake.
No, I
can't. The thing is, you would just say God can't do that because he's perfect. Well, then my point would just be that, okay, if God's perfect and God's a perfect creator, wouldn't it be entailed that there's some sort of perfect creation? I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. Right?
No.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think that God created the best possible world?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So given the fact that God created the best possible world, you think that the best possible world is a world in which genocide exists, is a world in which the Holocaust exists, it's a world in which there's child sex trafficking. Okay, there's not a better possible world than this?
No, the issue is what you're saying itself is wrong. You're making the assumption that your basis of good and wrong is all-knowing. I am not all-knowing. I have no freaking clue how the world should be governed. I have no idea what is possible, what's not possible. I have no idea why God decided to give people the choice to do wrong. I have no idea. I think it's rather disgusting. But it is blaspheme of me to assume that I have a better idea of how to create the creation than God. So the idea...
Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. But that's assuming it exists, right? When we're running an internal critique, which is putting the very question of whether or not this exists in the first place. Okay? That's the idea.
Yeah, but every time you talk about God, you negate the idea that God is inherently good. In the situation that I was talking about...
Your God just doesn't exist. Under your view, yeah, they are all good. But there's an entailment here. This God is doing something that is not good, right? Which is evil, which entails the contradiction very, very blatantly. Okay? That's the idea.
But you were saying, you're making the assumption... Yeah, but you're using logical assumptions to say it's a contradiction. I'm not saying, oh, look, God's real. I'm just saying, okay, to presume God's real, you must presume the boundaries that we give him. You can't just presume different boundaries and then say, look, a logical contradiction, your God isn't real.
No, I'm not presuming boundaries of my own. I'm simply going with the boundaries that have already been set by the religion.
What? That's not true at all.
That is absolutely true.
But
when I'm referring to all-knowing, all-powerful, all good, I'm not referring to my own notions. I'm not referring to what I like, what I don't like. I'm referring to what God doesn't like and what God likes. Okay, because I'm referring to what's called an internal critique or an internal I'm showing an internal contradiction within your worldview.
It's not an internal contradiction.
It is. It is an internal contradiction.
No, if I were to say, well, Parker, can you do something that Parker wouldn't do? The answer is no, you wouldn't. You understand that?
Because that statement would be contradictory.
Exactly.
Because if I wouldn't do it, well, then it would be the case that I didn't do it.
Exactly.
I'm confused.
That is precisely correct.
How is that relating to anything I just said? How does it prove me wrong?
Okay, so the basis of wrong comes from God's actions. That means that God's actions can't be wrong.
Okay, so prior to God acting, was there anything right or wrong?
Well, no.
No, there was nothing right or wrong.
Also, what does prior to God acting even mean?
Was there a notion prior to God acting?
No, we have no clue. In the same way that you have no clue how this universe came about.
So there was never a moment where God began to act.
Okay, so there was obviously a beginning of time. You and everyone would agree there was a beginning.
No, was there a point where God began to act?
No.
No?
No.
Can you explain to me what that means?
Well, it's going to be difficult since you live in the context of time, but I'm just saying God would be outside of time. There has to be something outside of time since time had a beginning. This is obviously...
Can you explain to me how someone acts without beginning to act? Like, can you give me one circumstance where that's true?
No, because we live in time, my friend. Listen, Parker, obviously, this is obvious. I know the answer before I ask, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you know how the universe came about, and do you know what happened before time? No, you don't.
No.
Right. Do you believe there was a time before time existed? Because there was a beginning of time. Everyone would affirm that, correct?
I appreciate the $10 cash app. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much. There was a beginning of time. Sure.
Yes. Okay. So what happened before the beginning of time?
Are you talking human time?
Just anything.
Like Earth time?
Just the universe.
This universe time? So just the current things in existence? Yeah, there's a time for that. Beginning of the time.
Okay. What happened before it?
That would be related to a different notion of time, not the notion of time that we were relating to here.
No, there is no time.
What do you mean? So I appreciate that. Appreciate the hanging lights. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What does time mean?
It's your question.
How absurd my question. Did God begin to act? That's an absurd question. Okay.
Yes. It doesn't
make any sense.
You're a time-bound human being. Obviously,
I literally asked did God begin to act?
Obviously, from my point of view, the beginning of my life, I have no clue. It's like you, a time human being, are asking another time human being, what's outside of time? I have no fucking clue, dude. I don't know.
Okay, so again, you're indicating that God is timeless. So you're indicating that there can be a change in states, i.e. a God that exists without a universe and then a God that exists with a universe, right? Two different states without a notion of time.
Yeah.
Right, which is contradictory. Right? Because you're talking about two different moments. A prior state and then a state after that. That's how causation works. Right? There's a cause and then an effect. Do you agree?
Yeah, he's outside of a cause effect.
No, do you believe that creation, there is a cause and then there is an effect? A change in states, a cause, and then there's an effect. A state where there's no universe, a state where there is a universe.
Yes.
Okay, that's time.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? This universe is wild, isn't it? There's no contradiction there, because this is what you have to understand. Your reality is...
What do you mean? No. You're saying atemporal causation is possible, right? For there to be a change in states, right, without time, which is a change in states.
Okay. I have no clue. Do you?
I'm agnostic. I don't think there's a sufficient explanation. I can give you like a naturalist hypothesis that could be more like likely to be true than yours, and like given Occam's razor argument. But I don't think there's a sufficient explanation for the are.
Probability.
No. Probability would be the Occam's razor basis, right? Occam's razor is questioning, right, whether or not one hypothesis is more likely or less likely to be true than another hypothesis, given a theoretical virtue of simplicity. Possible. That's the question. It's not a probability argument.
Okay, and so you believe that in the Christian world there's a logical contradiction that would lead you to not believe it. I'm saying that's what you're saying, correct?
There's a logical contradiction. Yeah, there's logical contradictions under your worldview. There's multiple I could reference. Like one I've been referencing recently. You'd have to actually describe right here that experience is logically necessary for us to have knowledge. Essentially, okay, sure. because you have to argue that there's some sort of basis of spiritual maturation, right, for us to even justify being on earth in the first. Again, it is the case that you can choose to not answer the question.
Yes. Okay. I'm curious.
I mean, at the same time, right? You think there's no basis in the Bible that indicates that heaven is better than earth?
No, of course I do. Of course, that is my worldview. But
your worldview is that there is a basis in the Bible that heaven is better than earth.
Sure.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so then you agree that heaven is better than earth.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you it's a fact. Sure. Yes. Sure.
I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. But it's in the Bible. So you don't believe the Bible's fact?
Well, okay. There's not a verse that, okay, listen, I was just trying to remain more open-minded. Like I was just wanted to not argue about that. That's literally all I was trying to say. But sure, let's go with that.
I mean, if you don't want to argue, man, it's fine.
No, it's fine. Although, can I ask you one question? Because you've obviously debated hundreds of religious people. I am curious. So when it comes to Jesus Christ, I think we can agree he did exist, right? Everyone agrees, right?
I do, yeah.
Yes. Do you agree that he died on the cross, was crucified by the Romans, right? This is a fairly agreed upon by scholars.
I believe he was crucified, yes.
Yes, okay. And then he dies, right? He doesn't resurrect. But regardless, 12 people run around the world for years and years, proclaiming that he did rise from the dead, and then they are really murdered.
The basis that you have for that is not necessarily good. I appreciate the Knight Helmet. Thank you so much.
So I'm curious, who do you think Jesus was? Because even from your worldview, he's got to be quite the crazy person.
I don't think it really matters.
Why does it not matter?
Like, there are people today that claim that they're God. There were messiahs then that claim they're God.
Dude, they didn't
Wasn't me. I appreciate the glowing jellyfish. North, thank you so much for the Knight's Helmet. Thank you so much.
Well, so as a former agnostic, I'm just curious what you think about this, because I find it so fascinating. What fascinated me about Jesus is like, dude, this guy got brutally murdered. The craziest murder method in all of history. He gets up there on the cross and he tells these people, I forgive you. They know not what they do. Please forgive them. That is insane. What is wrong with this guy on the cross? Does that not fascinate you at all?
Again, there are other people that would die for beliefs like this, all throughout history. No. Literally, fuck. I'm gonna be totally real with you. I appreciate the Knight's Helmet. Thank you so much. There have been people who have made claims like this throughout all of history. Jesus is not the only one. Okay, Jesus is not the only one to go through torment and hardship and martyr, right? Or for these different types of beliefs, right?
Okay.
Not the only person. Okay. So if you think that you are going to accept Jesus here when it relates to this particular claim, you would then have to be able to explain as to why you do not accept any of the other ones, given that they meet the same condition.
Well, not all of them are so critically acclaimed the way Jesus was. Jesus was blowing people's minds with his incredible answers, with his incredible ethics, and then he gets on a cross gets destroyed in the worst way possible. You can say other people did. That's fine. Not like the crucifixion. He's up there on the cross, looking at the people, spitting at him, treating him like garbage. He says, I love these people. God, please forgive them. That's crazy. And honestly, man,
he's not. Is he talking to himself then? Like, this is like me saying, Parker, please forgive them, when I'm talking to myself.
Okay, that's different, but still, like,
okay.
How
is that different?
I mean, as an agnostic, does that not go like, what the heck?
Can you explain to me how that's different first?
Okay, you want me to explain the Trinity to you?
I don't think you can. Yo, wasn't me. Thank you so much for the $20 cash app. Can we get a W for wasn't me in the comment section, everyone?
I could certainly give it a shot, but I don't think there's any point. I'm sure you've asked this to many people and they fumble about. I'm sure it's really funny. And I will say I have greatly enjoyed this. I thank you for bringing me on. But,
sure. Do you think that Jesus is fully God?
What does fully God mean? You know, who am I to explain a concept?
Is Jesus a part of God or fully God?
He is fully God.
Okay, and the Father is fully God too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, did one die on the cross?
Dude, isn't that weird? Isn't it also weird?
It's crazy, right? Like, one died on the cross, the other one didn't, but they're both fully God. So if they're both fully God, yet they're not logically identical to each other, then we're saying that God is not logically identical to God.
I know, isn't that so interesting?
Appreciate the Gamer Cat. Thank you so much. It's crazy.
Isn't that so fascinating? Isn't the spirit
it's like we have to reject classical logic here.
No, but don't you think the spiritual world is so interesting? Like, don't you think all of the spiritual encounters that people have are so fascinating? You know what I mean? I find it interesting that you hit something where you're like, this is confusing. And unlike many scientists who hit this point and go, let me look further, you then go, screw it, throw it out. It's so interesting.
Can you restate to me my argument?
Restating your argument, are you talking about a logical fallacy of the 3-in-1 Trinity? Is that what you're saying?
Logical fallacy? Logical fallacy would relate to reasoning.
Okay, I'm just saying, are you trying to say...
reasoning. No, I'm showing the contradiction within your worldview, right? You're saying that Jesus is fully God, right? And so is what's it called? So is the Father, okay? They're both fully God, okay? But one has a characteristic that the other one does not have, meaning that one that's fully God has something that's not logically the same as another fully God. And they're both fully God, but they're not logically the same. So God is not logically identical to itself.
Yeah.
Luciana, I appreciate the cash app. Thank you so much for the $20 cash app. W for Luciana in the comment section, everyone.
Now, I will say that Jesus actually doesn't really go into depth on this. He says, I and the Father are one. He says a couple of other things like before Abraham was, I am, right? So we assume the Trinity. Actually, the Trinity isn't explained in the Bible. So the logical contradictions that you're stating are actually just the human way of explaining how a God Trinity would work. Of course there's logical contradictions. It makes no sense to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course it's logically contradictory. Yeah, no, I agree.
No, it's people trying to explain Jesus Christ.
So real, yeah. No, of course it's God is illogical. I agree.
Of course he is to you.
Yeah, of course God is illogical.
You believe that the infinite being who created the universe is going to make any freaking sense to you?
No, not at all. Because it entails contradictions. I agree, yeah.
No, okay, listen. This is what I will say, though. And actually what you're saying here is really cool. When I was looking into other religions, I actually hit this point where I kept going, man, this religion actually makes a lot of sense. You have the Muslims who... they have things like in paradise, you'll have your virgins and whatever. It kind of talks about paradise in this really cute, cool, fun way, whatever. And they enjoy that. You have the Mormons who have no one goes to hell. We have, if you do this, you can have many wives, whatever. A bunch of things that make a lot of sense to humans. Then you have Hindus, Buddhists, many things that have ideas that really make sense. And then you have the Bible. And it comes talking about stuff. What the heck, God? You want me to give my wealth to the poor? You want me to do all this stuff and you're telling me it'll make me happier? I don't want to do that. I think that's beautiful.
You understand that under my worldview, I argue the same thing.
Doesn't make sense.
Falco, yeah, I argue the same thing. I think that you should also give money to people in need. right? That's why I support, like, by the way, hey, Falco, stop unmuting yourself, man. You have an echo. Please stop unmuting yourself. I need you to swipe out of the app and then swipe back in. Okay. Swipe out of the app and swipe back in. And it will stop the echo. In the meantime, everyone tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
Okay, what were we talking about? Sorry.
We were talking about like Jesus, God, Trinity.
Oh yeah, it's so fascinating that Christianity makes almost the least sense in a lot of categories, and it makes sense in that way because it's infinity, baby. We're talking about a God that is way beyond me. He should make zero sense to me. If he makes sense to you, he's wrong. If God makes total sense to you, he's wrong.
So then you're held accountable for something that you were made to not understand.
Pretty much, yeah. Isn't that weird?
Do you see how incoherent that is?
I do, but that actually feeds into its reliability.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it really doesn't. Dude, you're gonna look back on this conversation and you're gonna be like, I cannot fucking believe I said that.
Parker, listen to me. Listen to me.
Just think about it. So, wait, do you think that God can do things that are logically impossible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so can God create a rock that's so heavy that God cannot pick it up?
I have no clue. God is infinite. I have no idea.
Yes, we can get a free Palestine. Okay, so can he?
Okay, listen, I have no clue. Parker, here's what you have to understand. And I'm trying to hit this in. So I'll give it one more shot. And then I got to go. My fiance keeps calling me. Okay. God is infinite, right? The universe is infinite. These things shouldn't make sense to you. If Albert Einstein sat you down at lunch and told you, hey, here is how this works, right? This is how the universe came about. And it makes sense to you, he's wrong because you are not infinite. It shouldn't make any sense to you. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I appreciate the gamer cat. Thank you so much. So you're just saying it's expected that God is illogical. That's your worldview. I appreciate the gamer cat. Actually, this is predicted under your hypotheses that God is illogical.
Yes, and don't you think that makes
so if God is illogical, then God can exist and not exist simultaneously?
I have no clue. I would assume he can.
Yeah, that is the case. If God can do things in which are logically impossible, that is something God can do. Appreciate this night helmet. Thank you so much. Appreciate the elephant. Thank you so much. So God can do things he can't do.
Yeah, Parker. Don't you understand?
Yeah, that's that's such a great worldview, right? God can do things that he can't do.
Yeah, I know, but don't you fathom that you're having yourself a God complex? In that you assume
No, I'm not.
Anything doesn't logically make sense to you is impossible.
Hold up, let's listen to it for a second. God can do things that God cannot do. What does it mean for God to have the ability to do things? Like, he can do things. He has the ability to do things, right? And then you're also saying he doesn't have the ability to do things. You can't say the affirmation of a particular proposition and the rejection of it simultaneously. It's like saying I have ice cream and I do not have ice cream. It's like saying I am Parker and I'm also not Parker. It's like saying God is all powerful and he's not all powerful. It's like saying God is God and he's also not God.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's expected. That's expected under your worldview.
Isn't it? But isn't it so fascinating? Because Parker,
yeah, it's fascinating that you actually think that this is like something that is going to make sense in your own head. The fact that you believe this is actually fascinating to me.
Okay, obviously this isn't the reason I believe Christianity. We have many other reasons, but don't you just find it so interesting that you like? Okay, here, let me give you an example. Back in the day, everyone thought the earth was flat, except the Bible. But everyone thought the earth was flat.
Except the Bible? Wait, no, people use the Bible all the time to claim the earth is flat.
I know, it's actually really funny.
The firmament in the Bible?
I know, I think it's hilarious when I see it on, I love those videos. But anyway, isn't that so interesting? All these people, look around, the earth is so obviously flat. This makes so much sense to me. And then you have a very smart guy comes along, says, guys, the world is round. And people are like, kill him. That idiot has no clue he's talking random garbage. And they believe just because I can't fathom how he's correct, that means he's wrong. They're wrong. They were wrong.
Okay, you could say that they said something illogical, then you'd have basis for that claim. But you didn't. So
it's
again, we're talking about logic here. You're just saying you reject that A equals A. That's what we're rejecting. That's what you just told me. You said you reject that A equals A. You reject that proposition.
I said I don't know. I say
you don't know if A equals A.
Interesting God complex you have.
Hey. Let's just think about this for half a second, okay? You don't know if A equals A.
Yes, it does.
It does. A does equal A in all scenarios.
Yes.
So God has to be God. God cannot be not God, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you've just accepted logic now.
Okay. Yes.
So now that you've accepted logic, well, we can show you the contradiction when it relates to your worldview. You already accepted there was a contradiction, and if you accept logic, well, then you're going to reject this worldview.
I know, but it's a contradiction by your lack of knowledge.
No, it's a contradiction with logic.
No, it's a contradiction.
Wait, this has nothing to do with my knowledge of the matter. This is everything to do with the fact that I'm observing a contradiction.
No, dude, a logical contradiction is simply it's just a place of ignorance. You're trying to understand infinity. It's hilarious. Like, let me tell you this. Okay, if I went to the edge of the universe, as some people believe there is, and I throw a ball, what happens to the ball? You see how illogical it is? You know what I mean? You're asking me questions about infinity, and when I say I don't know, you're saying, well, see, you don't understand infinity either. What are you talking about?
So we're talking about logic here, okay? So when it relates to logic, are you denying that we have an understanding of the idea that A equals A, that it's either A or not A, or that it's either it can't be the negation and the assertion simultaneously? Are you rejecting these things? We don't know these to be true. Are you saying that our knowledge when it relates to these circumstances could possibly be false?
I just think you're making a category error. That's all I'm really trying to say.
What category error?
I think it's a category. I think it's a category error to add your physical ideas into a spiritual question, if that makes sense.
Use logic. So you think it's bad for me to use logic when it relates to your belief in God?
Parker, did I say that?
Yes.
Don't straw man.
Unironically, that's what you said.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm saying I believe it to be a category error when you hit a point of contradiction. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Contradiction is referring to logic.
Okay.
So you using logic, right?
Okay,
with your religion, that's a category error.
Let me make a category error right back. How do we exist? If there was a beginning of time,
you don't even have to explain that. I don't have to explain anything. All I have to say is that this is literally false.
Okay.
Like, for example, right? I don't remember every single thing that I said earlier to you, but I know that when I said it, unicorn rainbow dust did not come out of my mouth. I know that to be true.
I agree. I agree. I know it to be true as well.
Yeah, but I don't remember completely, right?
I don't either, honestly.
Okay, so I don't have to know all facts to know that did not happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? Okay, so clearly speaking, right? Can't we say the same thing here? Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much.
I say the same thing.
You're essentially trying to say that we cannot make claims about reality or make true claims without being certain. That seems to be the claim that you're referencing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, then the thing is, you when you are driving, you press the gas, right? You don't know if the light is going to turn red right immediately, and you're going to get a ticket when you go across the crossway.
Yeah.
At the intersection, you literally have no essentially it could be the case that you'd be just as likely to stop as not stop. Right? It's the case that you can't make a claim about whether or not it's going to stay green.
No, because these
you're not justified in that assertion that it's going to stay green.
No, because you're not making a category error. Listen, I'm saying, okay, I do have to go. I have to do carve pumpkins with my fiance. She's getting upset at me for arguing for so long.
Yeah, dude, come on. I did that yesterday. How come you have not done this yet, man?
I know. I really should, but okay. I'll
go do that right now, bro.
Hold on. Let me end with this. I love you. I have enjoyed this so much. I know people are saying mad. I'm not mad. I think this was a lot of fun. Thank you for letting me come on here and talk. You're welcome to DM me anytime. But I just want you to know that in the same way that you don't feel any problem when you don't understand things, we don't either. We don't need to know the full truth. There are questions that we don't know. And you do a great job of asking them to other Christians. And they don't know how to answer it. That doesn't mean that they're wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. Anyway, I love you so much, man. I'm a huge fan.
All right. Peace out, bro.
See ya.
All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Everyone, we're just looking for some debates. Tap that screen in the meantime. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. Again, if you do want to help get it out to more people, share the live copy link, send it to a few friends, everyone. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?